Welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Charlotte, my co-host J-Bone, Uncle Mark, and Front Row Bill. And this is the Time Machine Tuesday NWA-TNA throwback number 67. We're back again, boys. Back in the DeLorean, back to Nashville, the Asylum. You know, ironically, Bill, I had some hot chicken today. How about that? Parsons hot chicken tonight. Yeah, that was Nashville style, but not as hot. It was definitely what they consider.
You're not having the issues you had back in Nashville, are you?
No. Ooh. I did not. It wasn't hot. I said, give me the hottest chicken. I was like, I guess to them, hot was just like, we're going to make it red and just put a little dab of Tabasco on it. But tasted great, quality-wise. Not the kind of hot chicken I expected, though. But a little bit of Nashville for you for the sake of throwback. You know what I mean? It works.
I like it.
But gentlemen, what's going on? Uncle Mark's got look, guys. Mark, take off your hat, please. Do me a favor. Take your hat off. Take your hat, guys. Look how handsome Mark looks tonight. You know, look at this. He's got the ring light on. He's got great skin. He's got the Asian skin, which is nice and healthy. You know, the hair, like the dignified gray, a little touch of gray in there, a little bit. Touch. He looks
a paintbrush of gray.
J-Bone, look at Mark today. I can't get over how great Mark looks today. I told him, I said, wrap this show up quick. I'm talking 60 minutes, and then get up, knock on the wife's door, and say, hey, you know, I got the DeLorean out front. Let's go back in time a little bit.
It's an AJ kind of.
It's how did we get this off the rails this quickly?
Oh, it's 10 o'clock central on a Tuesday night. I mean, come on. What do you expect?
Throwback.
Absolutely, throwback's a wild animal, my friend. Throwback's wild.
Splat mania, bitches.
Welcome everyone in the chat, Twitch, and YouTube, guys. Remember, if you're watching on those, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. You know, like it, leave a comment now. You'll get the activity started on the comments. Start talking to each other. If you watch the show with us on Impact Plus, sound off about it. Let's get L Punk Trace with the bits. Thank you very much.
If you're playing any drinking games, make sure everything's lined up and ready to go on a Tuesday night.
Should we do the bit thing tonight too? If you cheer bits, are we?
How about this? If you cheer, like, say, 50 bits, right? Because if it's one bit, man, I won't be there all night.
I mean, bits are a penny. So, yeah, guys, come on, don't be cheap. Give us, like, how about at least 25? How about that? A quarter. Give us
25 bits to get you a soundbite.
25 bits. We'll play any sound bites you want. That's a video game. It's
like a common 2 bits reference.
It's exactly 2 bits.
There we go. Between segments, we're not going to stop in the middle of and then we were talking about and we had to stop this segment 50 times because of bits. No,
I've seen that penis.
Bill's going to keep an eye on it. Bill, you keep an eye on the bit requests as they come in. So Bill, check it out. He'll keep
fastest finger in the front row.
He's ready to go. He's fastest finger in the front row. Boom, boom.
Hey, hold on. Wait. Can I ask Bill something really quickly? Because I didn't have a chance before the show. So, Bill, I was watching Slam 2018 the other day in Toronto, and there's a point where that's a really cool venue.
Great. It's a great, such a great slam, by the way. That great slam.
Oh, it really is. So during the Ali and Tessa match, they brawl near you, and I noticed you're holding a belt. Are you holding a belt? Championship belt?
Why? No, I'm not a belt guy.
You're not a belt guy.
I didn't think so. That's why
I'll double check. The guy next to me may have had a belt.
Okay.
Because at times different people did, and it's possible if something looked like it was in danger, maybe I may have held it for him. That's the only thing I could guess.
Okay.
Like it may have come loose. I am not
That's
a belt
why I
guy.
was curious. Yeah, I was like, I don't
own any belt. I do not own any belt. The only belt I almost got was the last Jarrett in charge Slammiversary down in Florida when they were doing the Don West was back doing some deals. I had like a fan interaction event where I got the Feast or Fired briefcase. They also did a belt, and I almost did the belt, but I decided to go with the briefcase instead because once again, I'm not a belt guy. Like they had an old mangy belt that like the leather was like, but it was like it was still like like that. There it would have been like just a piece of history type thing. So I did have interest in that, but I went with the briefcase instead.
I don't have any belts. I am gonna one day just put the money down, get all the title. Like I really want.
What would you get first?
First, I'd get an X Division title.
Really?
I love the new one and I love the original one. I'm a big fan of the two.
Like the big blocky X.
I like the blocky just for the old time's sake. I like the second one a lot with the pointy X's on it. I love the new one's beautiful. By the way,
I love the new one. I love all of the current titles are beautiful.
Yes, the current titles. I would get the huge TNA big belt. Yeah. I always love that title. Yeah. Wasn't a big fan of the TNA Eagle title. It's kind of blended too much. I like the big belt. I like the classic tag team titles, not the TNA version, not the NWA version. I like just when they went to the TNA tag belt. Those are nice tag team titles too. They've had some nice belts.
I know you want that grand title. Come on.
Oh man, just for the sake of saying you have it, right? I have one belt only. I'm with you, Bill. I'm not a belt guy. I just have an NWA title, original with the globed dome on it. And it was, ironically, it was a gift from all the guys at my ill-fated bachelor party.
There you go. Beginning of the end. Let us not speak of this.
The only belt I have may be like a little plastic toy one, if it's still mixed in my stuff somewhere, that like gave out gumballs.
That's way cooler than a belt.
Interesting.
I think there was some type of like toy. I don't know if it was through one of the main companies or not, or it was just like a random like wrestling belt.
The big gold belt.
Nice.
There you go.
How about you guys in the chat? Who has belts in the chat? I'm curious.
It's the tiny big gold belt.
I don't think against people that are big with belts.
No, it's just not my thing either.
Armand, I kept the belt, by the way. She didn't get to take the belt. That was for me. She didn't take the belt.
Yeah, I'll say this. If you're like a traveling guy like I am, going to shows to bring a belt, that's just a hassle. And I'm not about being hassled.
Could you imagine what the guys go through? They got to haul belts around. They got several belts to haul around. Not fun. So, but no, real quick, I want to just thank Mike Freeland from Front Row Material, the FRM podcast, was live tonight. And he said nice things about our show. He was plugging us, plugging AAW. He was plugging. Rohit was on.
Rohit, I heard that.
Rohit was on. A lot of nice things said about us, hyping the AAW show, talking a lot of Impact. He plugged us, so very nice things. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Front Row guys. Go subscribe to Front Row Material, FRM Pod. They're on Twitch. Give them a follow. Oh my God, RK with 300
shuttles.
My man.
You get whatever you want, RK, if you want to bite.
That's another guy. We are totally going to see RK on the Patreon, which is inching ever closer.
Let me just throw guys, there's a spreadsheet. Let's put it that way. There's a
spreadsheet.
Oh, you both are going to
telling me my Saturday morning show's coming back?
You're going to see something after we go off the air tonight.
So yeah, we'll have a little discussion after hours.
But you know what, Mark? But all the cheapos who voted, I will not pay for a Patreon on your little.
That's
the hell with this. We love the honesty.
Hey, it's not for everybody. No, like if you said no, legit. Thank you for your response and for participating. I'm honestly trying to get any kind of baseline numbers I can. So hey, man. If it's not for you, maybe one day you'll look at it and you'll hear about how badass the Patreon is, or you'll decide you want to shout out and pitch us $1 or something. You never know.
I'm not letting him off that easy. There was somebody who had the nerve to comment with, "You need to do more shows to get." I'm like, wait a minute.
That was which one's Jay?
Which one's Jay? Who is which one's Jay? By the way,
mystery account.
He's like, you need to do more shows. I go,
I know which one it is.
I'm like, guy, we were doing 3 a week. Right now we do 2 a week for free, plus the specials, plus live watch-alongs and reaction. Are you kidding me? We're extending ourselves like Stretch Armstrong over here, and you're telling us I got to do more shows? I got bills here, man.
We have jobs and families and shit.
Yeah. Like I said, I think once again, if Kyle would have committed to doing the Saturday late morning show, it probably would be doing.
Hey.
I just can't always I can do it most of the time, but I just can't commit to being only me.
We're going to work out some logistics, but can I also drop another bit of intel here? I've been talking to Kyle for the last couple of days.
Yes. Oh, nice.
So
he's alive?
Yeah, he is alive and well. And possibly planning a very limited return, but we'll see.
I've heard about these limited returns.
That shit doesn't come free. So
well, that's the thing. That's where I could see it maybe, because he always loves that idea until
you got to
pay up.
Until you have to do it, right?
Kyle, the thing is, Kyle understands the basic laws of economics, supply and demand.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants the scumbag, right? And there's only one scumbag. If we have to pay to get him back as the founder of this show, well, fuck it. We do what we got to do for our fans, right?
Hey, Impact Heads, bring it back, man.
Hey,
that's right.
That could be a Patreon thing. The Chef comes back too, huh, Bill? We bring Chef in for a guest spot too.
Ooh.
Not permanent, but Chef comes in to do a guest spot. The OG Impact Heads guys, you know.
Oh,
we'll
that's a throwback, man.
Trent doing AEW reviews. There's something really close to that on the spreadsheet. There's something close to it on the spreadsheet. So,
Arcade, did you pick your soundbite? I do want to get a soundbite in real quick.
Yeah, I don't think so yet.
300 bits. My God, this guy. Look at this guy. What a maniac tonight. All right,
let's go.
While we're waiting on that, we're gonna do number 67 NWA-TNA. This was a big one actually. I like this. Made up for a couple of weeks.
I totally agree. Not perfect by any means. There are better episodes, but this is by far the best episode in some time.
Yes. This was fun.
This was a lot of fun. Good flow. I felt like I didn't even realize 2 hours flew by. I was like, shit, it's over? Like this one.
The pacing was good tonight.
The first time I did a time check, there were 20 minutes left in the show.
Really? See, this was a good one. It captivated you. Not too many backstage segments, not a whole lot going on, like where they had to keep cutting away. They had just enough to balance it. I thought it was really well done. But this one started off a little sad because this was it noted at the beginning of the show. This one noted the death of Hawk, Road Warrior Hawk, Mike Hegstrand. Yeah. This was his RIP. So he died, I think, the week in between. So just a couple days prior to this.
This is going to be a sad, probably couple months of these.
Yes,
because I know we have Mad Mikey Crash Ollie's about to pass like very soon.
This may be his last episode, possibly, right? Or is it?
Well, isn't he the week
after? Oh, you're right. He wasn't. Maybe one more than after this,
right?
Because he's right after Hawk.
Because he did about 6 or 7 episodes in a row, from what I saw on was that Cage Match?
Cage Match,
Cage Match, yeah.
Yeah, see, there was like a string of between 5 to 7 that he did in a row, and then
this was so Hawk died on the 19th of October. This show's the 22nd, so he died that Sunday. So just mere days before that. I remember they had 2 appearances in TNA, was it? They ran in once, and then they had 1 match. That was it, which does get shown on clips quite a bit because it was a Road Warrior pop, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
But that was it. Just 3 days prior to this, he passed. So that was sad. He was 42 years old. Can you guys believe that? 42? I'm gonna turn 40 this year. That
I'm
was my
43 right now.
God, that's so terrible. I mean, heart attack.
And that is something with the Dark Side of the Ring stuff that they like. That will give you some feedback on that. But like obviously he had a lot of demons, and he lived a hard life. That kind of caught up, but it was sadly that was very common in that era of wrestling. Sadly.
Yeah.
These guys went 100 miles an hour. You know, it was nuts.
Live fast, die young.
Yeah,
that's right. That's why Bret Hart was too pure for wrestling.
Oh, RK.
Okay, here you go.
In my ass.
There you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Short and sweet.
I want to send one quick shout. Zach Bonifer, I know he wasn't feeling well. He was in the hospital last week. Hope you're doing better. I know you mentioned at the end of the show last week that you were in the hospital. We checked in on you. Hope you're better, man. Hope you're home resting. So just best wishes. He's one of our most loyal listeners. He's there every day, every show we do.
He's a maniac. We love him.
We love him. So
Absolutely.
Thank you, Zach. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. So please take care of yourself. Everybody take care of yourself. Hey, things are opening up now. So let's be careful. It's nice out. It's fun. It's getting fun out there again. I had a great weekend.
I tried running around the block naked today. That didn't go too well.
Are you doing this podcast from Jim?
Is that the OnlyFans you were talking about earlier?
Only bones, he said.
Only bones, and that really
bones,
has a double entendre for sure.
Only bones.
There's
there's some other stuff coming out for Smash This Podcast. I can't talk about.
Matchless podcast.
Top
Only
secret.
Bones. My God. But
a lot of things you can't talk about, Jeff.
No, we can't. But hey, shout out to Checkers and Rallies. They are kind of an unofficial sponsor now.
They're an endorser.
Our aspirational sponsor.
We need to make sure, though, every week we remind them we're going live because they were really happy about it last week. So we got to make
what?
Yeah.
I'll contact them about a contra, see if I can get us some free fries or something. Maybe some big Bufords. We don't have it down here, Checkers, so I'll just give mine to you guys.
There we go.
We're all out. Actually, that's not true. I know where one Checkers remains on my side of town. There may be a couple more, but
I wonder where the nearest one to me is. I couldn't even. I know there's
you probably got a Rallies near you.
Probably up here, Trent. You can stop at the Checkers and then just zoom on over to my casa.
Gentlemen, it is legit. Just like it's only what is it? We got here. It's still a little way. Well, wait a minute. By car, checking right now. It's 8 miles from me. 8 miles.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's about the distance to mine too.
I'm looking at the map. It seems.
Why are you not there right now? That's the
question. Good question. 8 miles. Not bad for me. Here we go. All right, I can.
You get the mother cruncher.
All right, Bill.
What's the wait? I have only been once in the last couple of years because it's just inconvenient. What is the mother cruncher?
That's like their chicken sandwich that they're promoting these days now. So it's and there's like a bacon one. There's all kinds of mother crunchers.
I might have to make a Rallies run. Usually I take the kids to the drive-thru for fries. And I just give them a big order of fries while they're driving.
Yeah, I don't think we normally get them in the throwback, but it's always good to see.
Slowpoke. He can't
He's mainly a watch-along guy.
Oh, wait, Bill, my boy Bill's in here. Guillermo's in here. He's saying there's one at 56th and Garfield. Let's go right now. Shit. I'll meet you there, kid. Bring it on Friday. Bring it on AAW on Friday. Let's see. Bring me some fucking chicken on Friday.
Where's Bill been? Long time, man. Jeez.
He's with me at he's working at AAW now. How about that, huh?
Oh, okay.
He's been doing some stuff. We're breaking the kid in. You got to break him in. It's a do everything kind of thing. He's doing a lot of shit. So
he's not taking
got a little young boy.
No, he's not taking.
Oh man, I hope not.
Or he's not winking at the camera.
No, he's definitely winking at the camera. That's that guy.
He's probably been. I'm afraid his career's over.
The camera winker. Oh yeah. That was bad. That was bad. All right, let's jump in, guys. All right, so this was.
It ain't no secret. I need a job.
October 22nd.
I forgot what we were here for.
October 22nd, 2003, NWA-TNA Wednesday night. Now, I was on Dave's couch, forking over my $5. It's October. It's near my birthday at this point. I probably said pizza. Pizza's delivered at this point. We're chilling. We're getting ready to watch this big title match, AJ and Jeff Jarrett. Bill, October 03, do you have an email confirming where you were? It's cold now. This is, unless you were in playoff baseball, you were in that baseball game. Where we at?
Let's see, October.
Yeah,
I'm seeing here. I don't think I did. Once again, let's see. Although sometimes I can pinpoint the day.
I know
the beauty of an old email account. Not sadly, the day after this, I do see some stuff there, but not.
Right. What are we doing?
So this is I was applying to a job in the performing arts.
Look at this.
Who knows what would have happened?
Dancing? Were we dancing here? Nice.
I don't think I was going to be dancing. I think it would have been doing some marketing and promotional work for said company. Because these were my days where I was doing all kind of, let's see, in this era, within the next year, there's some crazy jobs I almost take. Like I almost work at a theme park.
Really?
Then I almost work for a political action committee. So I'm all over the place over the next couple months. But then I wind up just becoming what I become. But there's some nice stories. But this one, I'll say relatively slow week.
All right. Not bad. Mark, October 03.
Armin with a much more interesting idea of what that may have been.
Chippendales isn't performing arts, man. My God. Oh.
Man, this is late. We're late into October at this point, right?
We are.
I guarantee you. So if you're from, do we even have anybody from Houston in the chat here? I don't know. If you're from Houston, there's a very famous club that's 1 year younger than me. It opened the year after I was born, almost to the day, called Numbers. It's a very famous scene club here. And Wednesdays was a big night. this close to Halloween, I probably would have taken off of work and not been caring about wrestling. I can almost guarantee you I was at the club on a Wednesday night this close to Halloween.
I love that Mark was a clubber. You know what? 03, what was popular then? Like
in the 90s, I was 7 days a week.
Man, look at this
after
guy,
hours regular. Like, yeah, I wasn't always a mid 40s old ass wrestling nerd. Well, I've always been a wrestling nerd, but you know.
Speaking of old ass wrestling nerds, J-Bone has no idea where he was. I keep going to the well on this, and he has no idea where he was. So I'm going to skip J-Bone again this week. He has no idea where he was.
J-Bone smoked a lot of dope in the 90s and early 2000s. Give him a pass.
This is 03. The 90s are over. So J-Bone,
this is coming up on Halloween, so I figure I'm already a week into my Halloween candy coma.
There you go. There you go. He's
already Zero Cool's in H-Town.
There you go. Nice. Mark's new name is Night at the Roxy. How about that?
I was just taking a look to see what TV shows were like the possibilities in this time frame.
03? I'm gonna
03. Like there's that 70s show on a Wednesday night. The
OC.
Wow. Smallville. Depending on the time of season. And you know what could have actually been there for a lot of people? This was the year of The Simple Life.
I was watching that, dude. That would
have been the third season of Smallville.
I was definitely watching The Simple Life. Man, hell yeah. It was so bad. I loved it. I was all about it.
That was some good reality television.
It was. It was so terrible, but it was great. So I was watching that shit. I don't
What's wrong with you?
Pathetic.
That's awesome.
I feel you, brother.
See, Slowpoke. He pays attention.
Hey, Misha Barton was hot, man. No doubt.
Still is.
Is she still hot? I haven't seen her in forever.
I think so, in a much different way. I mean, but yeah.
Nice. So. Cool. All right, we'll just jump in, guys. So we did the Hawk rest in peace.
Review.
To start off. Yeah, the review. And then they go right into a match, which I do like it when they start with matches. I think this is a TNA staple that when they sway from it, when they sway from not starting the match, I think it was always looking very WWE like, where start with a 20-minute promo. It's like, we don't want that. This is TNA, start with a match. I like when they do that. Kicked it off. Siaki, Ekmo, and Legend with Trinity. Let's make sure Trinity's there. And against 3 Live Crew, who are crazy over at this point.
Quick comment on the opening video package from Borat. The music this week reminds me so much of early to mid 90s new age stuff like Yanni, right?
Oh, it's
super new age this week. I don't know. It was very different. I think they're trying to evolve the opening promo package music. Keep an eye.
I couldn't even focus on the music because I just had the right. Borash, your PowerPoint was on point.
Yeah, no kidding. He was absolutely.
It's actually become one of my favorite parts of the show because of our
it was 100% word art.
Oh yeah.
Like I know that word art that he used. I think I used that in like 5th grade.
I remember.
And I was real pleased with myself.
Oh yeah.
So was Borash. So pleased they put it on TV.
I remember hearing at the time that it was like Jeremy would be doing the stuff on the plane. Like he'd be the guy. I mean, all credit to him. He was doing a lot, for the he was an MVP. He's a 5-tool player in those days, man.
Well, yeah, like I know, like Iceman on the last show talked about like Josh Matthews. That's pretty much what Josh has been doing, and even more now of the behind the scenes production stuff.
Hey, speaking of which, the Iceman interview blew up for us. How about that, huh? I guess Iceman, it caught waves like 1 or 2 days later. Number one, screw all the fucking websites that can't even credit us, by the way, because they literally, how stupid is this? They put a clip of us, our face, and our show.
Who are these guys? They think we're on BTI,
right? They thought we were BTI. They thought we were BTI, so they put it.
I think Iceman has more avenues than just BTI. He's the freaking Iceman.
And let me shout out all the TNI lunatics. Because the army was out. You guys, literally, there was like 2 hack websites. I've never heard of them. And they posted this shit without crediting us. By the way, WrestleZone, thank you very much. Professional journalism. Bill Pritchard at WrestleZone not only credited us properly, linked the show, noted everything in there, made sure to mention us, right, J-Bone? Bill Pritchard put it in there hardcore.
Yes.
Thank you to Bill. But the other sites who didn't credit us, I swear to God, guys, the army came out and they jumped to our defense like crazy. So thank you guys. I think one of the guy responded once like, "Hey, I left their ticker in there. I didn't mean to." It's like, no, come on, guy.
Yeah. Well, I think too in wrestling, there's so few places you can really trust what you're hearing, and I think that part of what people appreciate about us.
Are you saying, Mark, what everything else out there is?
Longing for that fake wrestling news. Don't believe anything that you read on the internet.
so yeah, for lack of a better word, it's integrity, right? Like we actually, our sources are on camera, or we are not afraid to name them. And plus, we're not pretending to be a news show. We're a talk show, but sometimes news breaks here. But when it does, we treat it as the way it should be treated when it's news. So
yeah,
it's nice when it's reciprocated.
You're breaking news that night.
He dropped so much. He dropped so many bombs on the show.
He didn't even pick up on some of the other bombs.
No. Well, I gotta say though, what's funny is even he was like, "Man, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for revealing all this," because he was like letting it all go. But thank you to Iceman. If you haven't heard that interview, it's on the channel. Go back and listen to it. It's the first 20-25 minutes of the show, whatever it is. So you don't want to miss it.
And for Slowpoke and anyone that does the watch-alongs with us, he even addresses the watch-along Twitch commercial issue. So I'm not going to give it away. You have to watch the interview.
Go watch the show. Go watch it.
You know what was neat about the Iceman? He was not only a good guest. Like we've had some really great, like Willie Mack was fun to chill with. The Iceman was the best guest we've had in terms of like creating buzz and making news. Like he was really like just a fantastic news-making guest. Really great guy.
Yeah, he was good, man.
If you haven't listened to that interview, go back and listen to it. If you already did, listen to it again.
Yeah, definitely good stuff.
I went off on the people that legit stole from us. Yeah, on my little smash this podcast. Oh my god. And there's no excuse for it. It's lazy. It's insulting. We bust our ass every week to bring you the best. Whether we have a guest or not, we're still working hard to entertain you guys, bring you good quality stuff. Between my brain farts and stuff.
Yeah, but the one guy justified by saying he's like, well, I left their. What do you mean I didn't credit them? I left their video. It has their ticker on the bottom. It's like, yeah, dude. But you see, you had the difference in how WrestleZone did it, where they mentioned the name and they linked to the show.
Well, and I mentioned that in my reply to him. I said, still no tag, no
tag,
no, not like yes, the ticker's there. That's like, but obviously that's a secondhand excuse. But it doesn't matter because whatever. Like people know that this is a quality show. They know that the things that are break here are legit. Like we've protected the integrity of our reputation. We'll continue to do so.
Yeah, so thank you guys who jumped in and shot on those guys. So good, because they need to do better. Do better is how is the term, right? But let's just jump back to the match here. So Siaki, Ekmo, and Legend, this is like the sports entertainment extreme castaway kind of like we don't know what to do. Plus Ekmo against Real Live Crew.
So it's lack of sex.
Yeah, it's a lack of sex. This is black for sure. Real Live Crew is.
Trinity's out there. There should not be a lack of sex.
That's true. There should not, but there's sex appeal because Trinity's out there.
Well, yeah.
Real Live Crew is like stupid over at this point, though. They're like insanely over with everybody. Short match, nothing too crazy. Konnan looked great here, by the way. I thought this was like probably one of Konnan's last like real full athletic runs because I think he started slowing down pretty much very soon after this.
He already looks slower here. He looks good.
You know what a thing he does? You guys might catch this. One thing Konnan, this is brilliant. This is psychology. He'll do like one move, a second move, and then a third big move, and then he'll stop and look at the audience and let it breathe, let it just soak all in. It's like that little look to the audience to get the pop after like a sequence. That's the hook. Because guys now will just do 100 moves and not acknowledge the audience. It's like you got that little look to the audience, and they're like they just go nuts. He was doing that so perfectly here. I thought it was great.
Well, Konnan's a master of holding the audience in his hand.
He is.
20,000 seat arenas.
He's such a legend, though.
He's pros on that. Real Live Crew. Those guys are at this point. They're already well established vets that know what they're doing.
J-Bo, next week's throwback, could you wear your flannel with just the top button and then a bandana and could you come in all Konnan out? Is your ear pierced? Can you put an earring in?
No, not yet.
Hey, I tried to shove an earring through my ears this past weekend.
And?
Well, don't hurt
no.
Everybody wants a dangly now.
If it was a piercing stud, I probably could have got it through, but it's really blunt. I probably could have shoved it through, but I was like, I don't feel like all this pain for nothing. Yeah.
Take a steak knife.
3 Live Crew does win. They're just like super over. I mean, they had all their spots, signature moves. I mean, it was like, it was a signature move fest basically at this point.
Pump slam.
Unrelated to the match itself, but related to someone in it. Did you guys have a chance to read Hakeem's latest article? Hakeem Fullerton?
Not yet.
He's not in the chat right now, but he released an article on basically people who came from TNA or Impact that the Fed like fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Trinity was on the list. I didn't even know that she went to the Fed.
She did. She was part of the ECW brand. That's where when she left TNA. That's where
I wasn't
she went.
watching wrestling at all in that little span. It sounds like she was just really wasted.
She was, but
article.
There's a photo shoot that she did there, which is chef's kiss, my friend. I will say that she did a photo shoot.
Good picture up north.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Bill? The one with the caution tape, and that's all there was.
Know that.
It's only caution tape. Put it that way. It's a hot.
For some reason, I guess I assumed that was still in TNA, but that was up there.
That was up there. That was part of the ECW thing. She was there for just a little bit, man. It was a total wait. Her and Taryn Terrell, they did something together, basically. That's what it was. Wow. And it was like nothing, right? They didn't do anything with them, and they were gone. Trinity made like one appearance back in TNA, and then she went full on stunt woman. She's a full Hollywood stunt woman. That's what she does for a living now. So she had. I mean, you could see where that comes.
That's what Taryn Terrell was doing too.
Was she really? Yeah. I mean, they're talented. Taryn was in the NWA now. What a talent she was. I mean, go ahead.
I didn't know Taryn Terrell from. That I knew her from something else.
Oh!
Wait a minute. What else was she on?
For the pages of a magazine, there, J-Bo?
Are you kidding me? Was she a model before? Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, that's all right. See you later, friend. See you in about 10 minutes.
Just goes off.
I was just looking up some caution tape. That is indeed caution tape, and there's not a lot of it.
Not a lot of it, man. I didn't know that about Taryn. That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
3 Live Crew wins. We go to Don West and Mike today.
Is there a review going on?
Yeah, there is. Don West.
And this is also the guy that doesn't know Under Siege birthday cake scene. He's all about that Steven Seagal.
I love that movie.
Don West is red on red tonight. Red on red. Yes. I was wondering,
very nice.
Does he start theming it at some point? Like, is the red a clue? You know, that there's.
I thought so. I thought blood, crimson, but now.
Can I mention that I think Don looks fantastic in red on red?
He does look good in red.
It's up there with black on black, and everyone looks good in black on black. So you almost get a pass and throw that one out, right? So
I think his favorite is the blue on blue, the dark blue on blue. But the red on red is probably the most pop. And honestly, that is the TNA now Impact color.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. They're back.
That is the brand.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I like the blue for Impact better than the red we're at now. The red's grown on me, but I still wear the blue. I still wear the blue hat.
Hogan blue. Hogan blue was good too. I like the Hogan era blue. I have a lot of shirts from that era, and they had the blue looked cool on a shirt. It's been a big debate lately. It's been a big debate online though. Does people want the blue or the red? Have you guys been seeing this? It's been a little like buzz.
Oh no, I have not actually.
Yeah, people are saying, do we want the blue or the red back, or blue or red, and
for the current Impact product?
Yeah, well, just fans, you know,
like all the way to the ropes being blue again.
Yeah. People are like, bring back blue. They're like, no, I like red. I think they might rotate it. So they freshen it up, you know.
I have a preference to the blue, but I like the red a lot too. It really has grown on me. So
yeah.
How about the Knockout show being blue?
Yes,
that could happen too. That could
happen.
How
about the Knockout show being black and hardcore, all death matches only?
Absolutely not. What do you think? GCW.
I was a
Gage commissioner.
I was a real big fan of the green when it was around.
Oh man, you are.
That's enough. That's enough.
You're on an island with that one. So we go to wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta get the bell ready for this one. Oh, did I freeze? Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm up there. It's double D.
Inception. What's happening? Hello.
Oh, hang on.
What's
he's still there, but he's me.
No, that's Bill. Bill, can you hear me, Bill?
What?
No.
What? Trent, why did you shave your head and look like
He was getting a bell. Why was he getting the
almost
bell?
coming back.
Wait, because
wait a minute.
Did you pin Siaki on a pump handle?
You see what happens when he gets the bell. You see what happens when he gets the bell.
Now we're a 3.
You know what?
Okay.
This is a bunch of crap. This just sucks.
And now he's gone.
I mean, look, I'm not going to.
All right.
argue
Well,
with
he
Don
got the
West.
bell. He got the bell.
He's probably ringing it right now. So should we just move on, right? So Don's got red on red. And then we go to the back, right? And Hudson's with JJ, who talks about the title, talks about the match.
Now, before we go with this, because it was a good interview, but is it me, or did he fake knock on Jeff Jarrett's door and never actually connect with the door?
I don't know.
Did he go without knocking?
I don't know.
He might have hit it with his wrist or something, but yeah, I didn't hear
it was there was no knock sound, and it was very awkward, which is the life of Scott Hudson, being very awkward. But I don't think he connected with the door. I don't know if it was just was it a botch? Did he knock the door?
He botched knocking on a door. He did look haggard to me in this episode, I will say. He looked
maybe just got off the plane or something.
Possibly.
Honestly,
he looked like he had.
I think it helped his interviewing now. Because it settled him down a notch. He wasn't all amped up on Scott Hudson. So
putting himself over.
I thought he actually did a half decent job tonight, other than the botched door knock.
Botched door knock's pretty big though. When you're a backstage interviewer and your whole physical description for the job that night is knock on the door.
Yeah,
so
then he does it like a second time. So I think he definitely did miss that first one.
And hold the microphone.
Yeah, hold the microphone. It's not everyone can hold a microphone, J-Bo.
It's a true story.
We know that. And then and Dusty Rhodes shows up, and they have a nice little back and forth, and basically they're both keeping their eyes on each other. That's what I got out of this.
Yes, yeah. I'll watch your back. You watch mine. Then they cut to a Kash and Abyss.
No, it's they don't trust each other.
Oh, I thought it was I'll watch you. You watch me. But
definitely Jarrett. He's still showing Dusty respect at this point, but he doesn't want to hear about him. He's like, pretty much, be gone, Dusty. It's Jeff Jarrett. It's Planet Jarrett right now. Pretty much.
He's got a big night ahead of him. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Wow.
Well, does he have a big night ahead of him? Because so far, even though we know there's a world title match at the end later tonight, all we care about right now is freaking Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, it kind of
like they're barely even talking about it.
I went to get the bell.
All right, bell boy.
And I
was the bell in Milwaukee?
I don't know what happened. No, I went to get the bell. I hit like a cord and my camera just went off. I don't know what. I was still on the show. Like I could still see, and my mic.
We could hear you. You just had my picture. Your video was gone, and you were me.
Why am I defaulting to your picture? I can't figure that part out.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing on your own time, Trent. But
I don't know why you have so many pictures of Bill stored on your computer.
I don't know what happened there. I hit like an input here, and it just I don't know what happened. I knocked everything out of whack. But I have no idea. So my apologies, guys. But I was trying to go to. What did you guys stall properly? At least you guys keep.
We talked about Scott Hudson. Which let me know. Did you also notice that he had a botch and he didn't? He was supposed to knock on Jeff Jarrett's dressing room door and he missed.
Oh, he did. Scott Hudson. Going to get word with Jeff Jarrett, yes. Yeah,
and Mark's saying he looked a little haggard, and I think that may have improved his interviewing style.
You think so? I didn't catch the botch, though. I didn't see that botch.
Well, he went to knock on the door, and he goes like, but you hear nothing, and he looks like he's not near the door. And then like Jeff Jarrett pops open, like,
Jarrett does come out. He does come out, talks about beating down Russo. No one's gonna get their way.
A lot of guy liner on Jarrett tonight.
Was there?
I thought so.
It was a big show. It was the Sorry About Bound for Glory show.
Yes. Oh, we'll talk about that.
Yes, we will.
Jarrett's podcast launched today, by the way. He has a podcast, and he's talking. First episode's when he held up Vince. So they're going chronologically from that moment, I think.
Yeah, once he gets to TNA, it should be interesting.
Should be very interesting. I'm going to look. I'm curious about that.
Although he has to address the question he doesn't answer later in the show.
True. We'll get to that. Basically, then Dusty walks in and says, I'll be watching your back tonight. And Jarrett's like, no, I don't need to watch it. I'll be watching your back and everybody else out there. He's very testy. I literally, my notes wrote testy. Jarrett was testy tonight.
My notes say
you call it testy. There's a couple other words you could say for testy.
He was a little testy. I gotta say, he was not.
He doesn't trust him.
He doesn't trust him. He does not trust him. All right, match though. Come on. Now, Kid Kash, who I gave a shout out to on Twitter today. Wait. What's up?
In the recap video package,
the
bomb sound effects when Abyss is doing moves was fucking cracky. I was crying at the explosions. Oh my god, the sound editing from Borash here is fucking perfect.
That's it. Like when he hits when he's got the guy on his back and he drops him on the torture rack.
Yeah, it goes. That's awesome. And earlier when he's doing the black hole slam, it goes woo, like a plane dropping a bomb or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, awesome, dude. I love it. Like I legitimately love the video packages on these shows. They're so fun.
It was like World War II sound effects. It was awesome.
It was very awesome.
Fantastic.
Like Borash was drunk watching late night, History Channel and said, "Oh my God, I got to record this."
Yep, cut this into a video.
Hey, listen, he made it work, man. Good old JB.
Yeah.
Good old JB. But so the match comes up. So it's Sanjay's second appearance now. He had his debut last week, getting his first singles match. He impressed on the debut enough they brought him back. Sanjay versus Kid Kash, who's kind of like the gatekeeper. I noticed you can work with Kash. We'll let you in the doors here. And it was really nice because I gave Kid Kash a shout out today after watching this on Twitter, and he was active on Twitter today.
He was liking everybody's stuff.
Everybody's retweeting
stuff.
Yeah. And usually he's pretty quiet on Twitter. So caught him on a good day.
Could that be a sign?
Maybe.
I did reach out. I did a lot of reaching out today for the throwback on behalf of the throwback to try and get us some activity in here. See if some of these wonderful talents that we're getting to watch again, or for the first time in J-Bone's case, if they want to come talk about these awesome runs, especially somebody like Kash. I mean, I just reached out to Shark Boy. It's happy birthday, right?
Yeah, Shark Boy. Jerry Lynn even jumped in on that. He said it was his favorite bad guy to wrestle. He jumped in on the red today. So big shout.
He's wrestled a lot of them.
Kid Kash is a great talent. I mean, you really realize how important he was to the early part of TNA. And it's kind of underrated. Like he's a little overlooked in that sense. Like he really was a big part of TNA, man. And Bill, you remember the 23rd, the bitter veteran run. I love that when he was just an angry veteran. Oh, that
was very fitting for him. He played that character fantastic, and he kind of he was doing that there, and he kind of did that on the indies too.
Did he really?
At the same time, yeah. And it was definitely a really good character. They're like a good throwback, but kind of giving it a little more nuance. But every incarnation of Kash has been excellent. So he's a guy. Like once again, he had some long runs, but he had a bunch of different runs. Yeah. But that's a guy you look like he's definitely a TNA guy. Like you put those like TNA lists together of like 10 TNA guys. He should be on that list.
I agree. I agree
with that as well.
He gets over because people say, Joe and AJ and Dan. It's like, nah, dude, Kid Kash is on that list because he's a founding father of the company. Really, he's there from early days, man. So first couple shows, I mean, Jerry Lynn, Kid Kash, AJ. I mean, these guys they're big parts of the company. Like I said, he was there before Abyss. Abyss didn't show up till 50 episodes in.
He's instrumental in introducing that character.
Exactly.
And in guiding that character and in sticking around and guiding the X division for years.
True, man. He was doing intergender stuff. He was progressive as shit back then. I mean, this is different. So, but he great. Beats women. His girlfriend at the time. Come on. Sanjay came out to somebody's old music, and I couldn't pinpoint whose that was. Did any of you catch that? It was like they had used it for like at least one or two other people prior, and I just couldn't pinpoint. A lot. I know. I just couldn't pinpoint. I'm like, whose music was this? And I just couldn't get it.
Kash probably even used it.
Might have been, or Siaki used it at one point. I think Sanjay looked great. He did a great job here. I mean, this was.
He was so I hate to use the word cute, but he was so cute in the ring.
He was a young king.
He was so excited. He was just doing all these big arm pumps, like, yeah, look at the mic, he look at the camera and go, yeah.
The amazing part is when you see it. Okay, you see this kid. He's like 24, getting his break, right? 21. Just like what, 12 years later, the guy's a VP of the company at that point. Like when the GFW thing. Think about how crazy. It's like literally you need to be nice to everybody coming up.
Yeah, look at this on this show.
Yeah,
2 future VPs are on this show.
That's true. Donnie Dallas is on this show. I mean, that's bananas to me, man. Like
that is nuts.
I mean, Sanjay Dutt, the 21-year-old kid who was excited to be there,
2 years in.
He's a top agent at WWE right now, too, from what I understand. Yeah. He's a top agent there. Like that's crazy. Like you never think about it, you know.
I hate that I couldn't be here last week with you guys for his debut. He was like my X Division guy early on.
Really?
When I was watching live. I was a huge Sonjay fan really early on. He was just something different, you know, that I hadn't seen before.
We even started talking to, I kicked it off a convo with Danny Doring last week after last week's show. Me and him went back and forth online a bunch, talking about some indie appearances he made here back in the old days. So even Doring, man, he thanked us. He was like, thanks for the great memories, guys. It was nice to think about those memories again after the show. So he checked out the show. He listened to the show. So big shout to Danny Doring.
Very nice.
He listened to it. Said thank you for all the kind words during the show.
We're gonna have some very more kind words.
Yes, we are.
As this match comes up later.
I always loved Doring and Roadkill. I was a big fan of Doring and Roadkill. They were just so different. And hey, remember before all the Edge stuff, Danny Doring actually proposed to Lita first. If anybody remembers the ECW run, he actually proposed to her first. Doring is and she says yes, which he gets very excited about. I remember she said yes. Oh my god, she said yes. I'll never forget that. Good stuff though. I mean, I wrote down here, Kid Kash is such a pro because the key of Kid Kash here is he made Sanjay look like $1 million. That was art today. Like, here's a young kid, I'm gonna make him look good, and he gave him a lot.
Yeah, he had to get that freaking spike in that crazy ending finish.
The ending was
that finisher.
That avalanche brain hit out.
Yeah, like where the hell did he pull that from?
I don't know.
What the hell was that? That was so scary. His head was low. Sanjay's head was really low too.
I literally wrote down OMG.
It totally connected.
Yeah, it was wild.
Nuts.
That was wild.
But what a pro. I mean, he didn't break his neck, clearly.
Yeah.
But that's not an easy move to pull off.
I didn't see him get up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, he beats him down more.
Only one guy on the show tonight that had a T-shirt, which I own, that says breaking necks and cashing checks.
That's right. That's who's somebody had that on the show tonight?
No. He has it years later.
Yeah. That's Rob. Who has that one? Wait a minute.
It's the world champion going in the night.
Oh, he really?
AJ Styles. Remember in Japan, he broke 2 guys' necks.
Oh, that's right. Both guys. Remember, hey, by the way,
they don't know how to take the move.
They don't know how to take the move. You're not supposed to tuck the neck in on that
forward, right? Or tuck back.
That's why he decided to capitalize off it. Because
why not?
It's your own damn fault.
One guy blamed himself, and one guy blamed Angel.
You're right. Well, you're right. One did take, and so I didn't tuck. And the other guy said, "Oh, you broke my neck."
Yeah. It's like, well, dude, you're supposed to, you should know how this works. But anyway, I digress. He beats down Sanjay. Abyss makes the save. This is great. Abyss makes the save. Kash is out of there, and then he helps up Sanjay. The false friendship, as I wrote down. And he's would the black hole slam him?
Yeah, eventually. First he gets a hug from Sanjay.
Well, no, he hugs Abyss, and Abyss looks down at him like the fuck.
Yeah, he probably doesn't get it if he doesn't hug him.
Oh God,
he's not a hugger.
You don't show him love. Abyss doesn't want love.
Not yet.
That was great. Just took Sanjay. I like that they set that up for Abyss. It's like he's not here to be anybody's friend. He's here to kill you. Go ahead, Jay.
I wonder how long it took for James Mitchell to hug Abyss.
The Hall of Fame ceremony. Me and Bill were at. Which to this day was one of the best live speeches I've ever heard in my life. Bill, you remember that? The story about the gun, wrong gun in the wrong pocket. Oh my God. Guys, if you haven't seen the Jim Mitchell, the full 30-minute version.
Yeah, was it like, give us 15, Jim? I'll give you 30.
No, they told me to give him 9.
9.
He told me he practiced it with his wife the night before. Like, well, how long is it? He goes, I went 38 minutes. I was like, well, you're in trouble then, I guess. Huh? He's like, oh, I'll see what happens. He booked it. Did the whole 38 minutes. It was fantastic. He started crying at the end or something. He got really emotional at the end of it. It was great. Fantastic speech.
When you go on that long in something like that, eventually the emotion will get you at the end.
It was a fantastic speech.
Because that's really what you're doing. You're prolonging getting to that emotional crescendo.
Did they ever release the full speech anywhere?
Oh, I almost got to imagine it does exist somewhere.
It was so good though. Like I would love. You know what? I got a copy of it from Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan sent it to me. The former TNA producer or Impact producer, who's now with AEW. He sent, because I said, man, I would love to watch that again. He sent me a link to it, and I don't know if it's still active or not. I'll see if it's active. I'll share it with you guys. But it was great. It was absolutely great.
Wakers is in the chat.
Nice. All right, so we go back to Scott Hudson. Hopefully my thing doesn't die off with the bell again.
Yes,
with Sonny
connected.
Sonny Siaki, Trinity, Legend, and Ekmo. And they're trying to knock on AJ's door. They're right in the middle knocking. AJ's not answering.
Hitting the door this time?
They actually hitting the door. AJ's not answering. Siaki's like, it's in his best interest that AJ remains champion today. We're trying to. They're very pushy at helping him though. I thought this was weird. They're extremely pushy on wanting to like help AJ today. I don't get it.
I didn't get it. It felt a little
like setup-ish to me.
Well, yeah, just considering everything that's going on, if I'm AJ, I got enough shit to be frustrated about. Honestly, I'm in the mindset of Jeff Jarrett. Like, I don't want anybody out there. I give everybody credit for looked from afar and didn't come down. Siaki's the only guy that tried to come down and it ended up getting bull roped by Dusty Rhodes.
That's true. That's
hilarious. He's like, I'm here to watch my boy. And honestly, I know I'm jumping ahead here. In hindsight, he should have been out there.
Yeah, technically, but you're right. But it's a little weird.
The door was locked. The door was locked. AJ needed some private time.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy.
This is that whole group of people they don't know what to do with, though. They keep trying to insert them into a bunch of different storylines. That's what they're doing here, too.
This group, along with Ekmo, too, they've just been lost in sports entertainment extreme went away. Yeah. Siaki especially is derailed.
They had an opportunity when they brought Ekmo in to change the trajectory of this whole thing, and they didn't.
Should have just made them a straight tag team.
Yep.
Siaki and Ekmo, Samoan guys. They should have just been a straight Trinity managing. Didn't need to throw Legend in there.
Nope.
I almost feel like they felt like they had to give Legend a job or something. I don't know what it was.
They have no idea what to do with Legend or Watts right now. That's why Watts is treading water and Legend is in this role.
Legend was recently on somebody's podcast. Anybody catch this? He's actually doing great wrestling in Germany. He's a huge star in Germany right now.
It's like David Hasselhoff.
Yeah,
wrestlers.
He is. He's like killing it in Germany. He's like one of their top stars. And I was like, I was looking into it. And he's like, I'm wrestling like six days a week out here, making great money. He lives there. Like he moved to Germany. He's like a top guy in Germany. It's crazy. He was. I forgot what show he was on talking about it. But you wonder what some of these people end up, and there you go. It's fucking nuts. Where are we at here? So yeah, now we're at Doring and Roadkill, taking on Simon and Swinger. Tag time is on the line. Simon and Swinger have Glen, Gilberti, and David Young with them in the corner. So I do love this. I'm gonna throw this out, and Bill, I'll let you kick this off because you want to talk some Doring and Roadkill. Disco has an NWA branded like bedazzled tennis racket, very Jim Cornette-ish. Oh. And he's like, I'm going authentic because I'm managing tag team champions. And which is ironic because him and Cornette have got into it just this last week. They've been beefing online, which is funny seeing this now. But he would get a little homage to Jim Cornette with the old NWA tennis racket. But set up the match. We'll go ahead and talk about this. Doring and Roadkill, Simon.
Well, once again, Doring and Roadkill over with the Asylum here.
Huge.
Yeah, because to start the match, the fans are chanting for Roadkill. So it starts off with Swinger and Roadkill. Because you give the people what they want. And that's what the Swingman does. He gives people what they want.
Is there like a lot of Amish people that live in Nashville? Is there something I'm missing here?
The Roadkill character was so interesting.
we know, and it doesn't always hit, but the ECW guys are pretty over in Nashville throughout the run. There's been a couple times where it really wasn't there, but for the most part, they're hitting about 750 on ECW guys debuting, being very over with that crowd.
Yeah.
And these guys are hitting it out of the park with them. But obviously, all these guys, very good time for all these guys right now. And obviously, they worked in ECW. These guys are just like gloves right now, and they're going back and forth. But pretty good match here. The end puts it all together. They get it on Roadkill, the problem solver, which is kind of like surprising they got it. It wasn't easy, but it made you think they may have like they almost won. They almost won the titles, and it wouldn't have shocked me if they popped on it either. I felt like halfway in they were going to be new champions.
When I remember watching this match when it happened, because I was a huge Doring Roadkill fan, and I thought they were going to put the belts on them. I was like, they're so over right away. I mean, I don't know. Well, let me ask Jay. Jay, as a new viewer, right, to this whole thing, would you have been okay with Doring and Roadkill taking it? They got the win over him last week. Would it have made enough sense to you at this point?
The crowd knew who they were. They got a hell of a pop. I'd have been okay with it. I mean, I knew who they were. I did not see their content in ECW. Obviously, people from this audience did, because pretty close to that timeline, just a few years later.
Yeah.
I was shocked and amazed by Roadkill's athleticism. The first
big boy.
The first thing that popped in my head is just for shits and giggles, why would you not want to just take Roadkill and throw him in the ring with Ekmo and give him 15 minutes? My God. Yeah, they would have one of those ring explosion moments where the whole thing collapses like you see on SmackDown a couple of times.
Yeah.
Big sweaty men slapping meat.
Big sweaty men slapping meat.
That's freaking money right there. I'm just like, oh, that's gold. So it's somebody fucking do this, please, before Ekmo leaves.
Sounds like a BTI match coming up this Thursday.
Seriously. We got a good BTI. BTI is killing it. I got to give it to BTI.
Is awesome.
Quick reminder, everybody, if you're watching right now, it takes 2 seconds on YouTube. Hit the like button, please. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It takes 2 seconds. Like right now, it could have been done before I finish the sentence. Do that real quick.
And if you're on Twitch, cheers some bits.
Follow.
Yeah, 25 subscribe. Bits. You get a bite.
You get a bite, baby.
A bit for a bite.
A bit for a bite.
I like that. Bit for a bite. But no. So the champs retain. They got their win back here. I think it would if you would have moved it to Doring and Roadkill at this point, totally would have been fine. Honestly,
I'd have been fine with that too.
I think people could have run with it.
Now it's interesting. So now, from what you're saying, now we're talking about hotshot booking right now.
It's true,
and there's a large panel here saying, okay. Now that's always a very questionable thing out there, even in the modern Impact Wrestling. So I guess that goes into a bigger hotshot booking. Yes, yay or nay, or is it on a case by case basis?
Yeah, I think it's situational.
Yeah. I think here, if I can, let me throw this in, Mark, and I'm going to actually got to get this out. I think it works here because the team is almost like, I don't want to say goofy, but it's almost like they have so much going on with like almost in a funny way, even though they're serious. But like you got David Young and Disco's like joking. It's almost like I would believe them stumbling into a loss. Like they stumbled into a loss last week to these two. So it's like, it would have been fine. Cause I'm like, they would have like their kookiness would have caused the loss again, So like David Young could have easily cost them the match. It's like, oh, what the hell? This idiot cost us the title. It's like, what the fuck? So something like that. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, like you're going to try to help him or something.
Yeah.
you're going kayfabe, and I buy that too. Like they're such a bunch of goofballs that they screwed it up. I'm thinking in the real world, if this is so close to ECW and they have a well-known history, that the natural bridge is there, and it doesn't seem like hotshot booking. It seems like an extension of an existing feud. So that's where I'm looking at it from, because we do talk about the hotshot booking a lot. For me, it's situational. Like I wouldn't want to see it all the time on a regular basis. And I know, like, while I wasn't watching TNA Impact, apparently that was like a really bad thing.
Later on, it got worse.
A lot.
Worse.
Yeah. Apparently that got really bad. So I wasn't around for all that stuff. But for me, if you can make sense of it, Deonna Purrazzo, recent example, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
So
that's where it does work. Go ahead, Jay. You were gonna say something?
Oh no.
Well, fine. I'll move on then.
But we will like to thank Slowpoke for the bits. Hey.
Yeah, Slowpoke.
Oh, right. Thank you, Slowpoke.
You get a bite.
Pick your soundbite, Slowpoke. Thank you very much.
He wants Taya.
100 bits. He wants Taya. Oh, he wants Taya? Did he say Taya?
No, I'm just saying that.
No, he gets to pick his soundbite. Come on. Look,
it's Time Machine Taya Tuesday.
That is a time machine at this point.
Yeah, that's why I wore it today.
Who knows? He might even pick stuff that we almost never play on the board that are almost banned.
We need some refresher.
If he says it, we'll have to play it.
Well, does he want the scumbag soundbite? Go give him the scumbag soundbite. Go and give him that one.
Did he ask for the scumbag?
He says I missed scumbag. Give him scumbag.
Or does he want Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster?
That's the one. That's the other one.
Well, that's the one I assume.
Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster.
What a scumbag.
Because he's Slowpoke.
What a scumbag! See, that's the way I was going, those two.
Because you could have done it either way. You could have done either way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Slowpoke, for the bits. 100 bits. Thank you. All right, where do we go here? Is there another scumbag?
Shane Douglas with titties and a mystery hand is what
I That's a good setup. Take it. You can set that one up, Mark. I like that. Titties and a mystery hand.
That's all I wrote down. He was talking about how, like, if he's talking to someone who's standing, I think, and look, he's surrounded by titties in this segment, okay? I mean, they're like all over. He's talking to somebody about something, like to prove yourself, X Division or some shit. I don't know. And there's titties everywhere.
I just love that
there's
he's like
a hand.
Stacked resumes.
Well, hey, speaking of, that's this.
Get a Nips one. I'll give you 500 bits. What's a Nips one? Who's this Nips soundbite?
He wants J-Bone's
Nips. Right? We need a Joe Doring soundbite.
Oh, man.
With the zoom in on the chest.
We got a lot to do. We got a lot of sound bites. Start making a list here. Check it twice. We got to get a list. We got a list on some new sound bites. We got to freshen this thing up here. But I'm going to get one of those stream decks. I think they call them. A little stream deck. I think you could just program a shit. Yeah, like a little soundboard. I can have more bites than this even, and just soundboard them all in. I got to talk to Basil. He was telling me about the stream deck thing. He's like, you get a stream deck. You put everything you want in this thing, and it just flies. So I'm going to work on getting that. I always wanted one of those. Very morning show like, but the Joe Doring, the greatest nips in the biz, or an emoji. My God, that's enough. Will you stop?
But thanks, El Punctrace. Thanks for
man.
Thank you
again, Eric. Thank you with 100 bits. Pick your soundbite. Look at these guys. Thank you guys, killing it today. While you're picking your soundbite, I will talk about the next match here. So we did the franchise commercial.
Right. So we got the X Division.
Next week is the reveal of the new franchise. I don't remember who this is at all. I can't remember at all.
So far, I like the build better than the Vampiro mummy hand.
Oh my God. Let's not talk about Vampiro till we fucking have to, please.
Yeah,
so it's supposed to be, it sounds like he's going to be for the X Division.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why he's scouting later on. He's scouting the X Division later on. Actually, right after this. 3-way dance X Division title match. Michael Shane champion against Sabin and Daniels. We got a little picture-in-picture of AJ getting ready at this point in the match. Shane's watching from the rafters, taking notes. But tell me if I'm crazy. Let's go around the horn on this one. And you guys in the chat who watch this too. I wrote down the match was not as good as I thought it would be. I wanted this match to be. It did not have any explosiveness to me. It just had a lot of process. And you have 3 of the greatest X Division guys in here. And I'm like, am I tell me if I'm alone, Bill? I mean, I thought this was really just paint by numbers.
It was good. I don't know if it was maybe too close to Kid Cash's match. and where it couldn't shine on its own. And we've had some great X Division matches before the relatively lackluster couple pay-per-views. There were some really killer X Division matches maybe about 10 shows ago. But I think this was still a good match. It wasn't like one of the top 10 X Division matches of all time, but it was solid. It was one of the redeeming parts of this pay-per-view. Like without this, maybe not as good a show. But I think it was more where it was on the card is my issue with it. I think it was just too tight to another X Division type match. And it just was it a perfect flow? No. They all got their stuff in. I think we're a guy. I wore my Daniels jacket tonight. Nice. I think we're seeing a good evolution with Daniels. We didn't get the altar boys messing stuff up like we did before. So that's an improvement, 100%. I hate to say it because we just came off remember we were not as much a fan of the Michael Shane singles match.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the lusters come off Michael Shane after that. And I think that's part of the problem in this match because you're seeing Daniels and Sabin.
Are you saying somebody was listening to us?
Maybe. Who are you talking about?
They heard us on the podcast, and so,
Jim, are you okay there? What's in those lollipops, man? What are we doing here? Where are we at here?
What the fuck?
I don't know how many you've had today. I don't know what's in them. I'm not even gonna stop and ask anymore.
Who dabbed before this? You or me?
This isn't 2003. I'm sorry. Continue.
Stop.
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.
There we go. Thank you, Eric, for that. All right. What do you think, Mark?
I'll build actually a little bit further in that direction. I like the match even a little bit more than Bill did. I thought it was good. I had no problems with this match. I would agree that it wasn't super explosive. Bill makes a good point about the spot on the card. Maybe if it opened, it would have been even better. But I actually quite liked this match. I thought Posey was shit in this match. He let a lot of stuff happen. But I feel like Posey has been the worst of this. Again, this is the worst crew of Zebras ever assembled. But I feel like Posey has been particularly bad the last few weeks. I don't know.
What's funny is
he is a brutal with the like I said, what was it, last week or the week before, where for some reason he was just like, when he was even counting, he was like leaping in the air. I don't know what the heck it was, like too much coffee, but something was wrong with Posey.
It's so, like, for a guy who at this point has this much experience, he's never in position.
I don't think he had much experience, though.
That's an issue. He didn't have a lot. The other guys have obviously a lot more than him at this point. But he's been there a little bit. But the positioning with TNA officials,
man,
they're almost always in the wrong spot. So camera positions are frequently catching them, not doing the job correctly or staring at the action when they shouldn't be.
For a TV product, it's not good. And that's like Rudy is usually the biggest person that's horrible at that. Like I said, there was that match where he literally was in the corner for minutes, ignoring, but kept looking over. Like you can get away with that in an indie show, barely. But you can't get with a camera on you. The way they ignore the camera, and it's not just the referees. There's been wrestlers early where they bladed right in front of the camera and stuff. Like that was bad. But it's equally as important. Once again, the officials are just like the wrestlers. They're part of everything. They gotta know when they're on camera. They gotta know their positioning. And it's just they're not drilling in. Like you see today, like the Impact crew, Bravo and stuff, they ain't gonna let that slide.
No way.
I don't know who's overseeing this. Is Senior Rudy seeing over everybody else? And if that's the case, no wonder they suck, because Rudy.
Think about that. He's considered the head referee at this point.
And by calling him Senior, he probably does have that power, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that's why, like, when Brandon told, I'm like, oh, well, you've been there, like, Senior. He's like, no, I am not Senior official, because we know Bravo calls all the shots.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's almost like the refereeing and the officiating in the early days is an afterthought. None of the officials have storylines. They don't interact with the rest of the cast and crew or talent. It just feels like they don't even care enough at the beginning to pay that much attention to it. And maybe that's just what it is. It's like oh, well, nobody gives a shit what we're doing. So why should we go out there and do an extraordinary job? Let's just go out there and get our,
I tell you, matches in. A referee I've come to, because I've gotten to know so many working at AEW, like, you really respect the art of a good referee. And if you guys watched the AEW show last Saturday, you probably saw in the main event with Manson ACH, there was a referee named, we call him Perch, Dan Perch. Phenomenal. Jay, you probably noticed that he is so good.
Yeah.
He's like Tommy Young. He's like a modern day Tommy Young. And like, I take such notice because he's so goddamn good. And I end up getting blown away by how good the guy is. And it's like, you see a good referee and you see bad stuff on like, and I get it. Like there was a young crew. These are all people first time on TV, but it makes you realize if Rudy's your senior, like you're in trouble. You need an anchor to senior this, you know, like, and then Rudy can report to him and work his way up because that ain't no senior, man. That's not the guy.
No. And that's the thing you do need, especially for a TV product. There is something to say to having someone with experience.
You need it.
Like, honestly, you guys know, I see a lot of wrestling. I will not say the reffing is fantastic out there.
No,
there are good ones. There are good ones. But when you see a good one, just like you said, you know you see a good one because they stand out like a sore thumb. But on TV, I expect you to be good.
You got it, man. Because we notice it.
We notice it. So if you're not good on TV, you're getting it.
Yeah. And we're doing it 18 years later. So like, you're going to get it either way. But Shane... Yeah, good.
Hold on.
What do we got here?
This is news.
Oh, the nurse is in. Hey, nurse is
she's throwing back tonight.
She is on throwback. I still have not sat her down to watch any throwbacks. I really wanted to watch some old stuff.
It's a whole my wife hates the throwback. It's a whole different animal.
I think. Well, she loves the high flying. Nurse, like she'll go nuts.
Oh, okay.
I just put on that Best of X Division and sit her down and like with a pizza or something or something.
My wife hates.
She's nuts. She'll be on
any kind of Crimson Mask and blading. My wife hates too. So
oh, really?
This era of wrestling is not for her.
I gotta show this stuff to her. I think she'd love it.
Now this is interesting. Interesting timing because we get the unicorn, I'll say, of a female in the throwback chat. I don't know if that's ever happened before. But
because even Violet doesn't even come into these.
No, Violet doesn't come on throwback.
Throwback, no.
So I think it almost never happens.
Yeah.
But besides that, there were, I think, possibly some plants in the audience tonight. Behind TNA and West.
Absolutely.
There was at least one blonde that
right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
West and TNA always had space in the same spot on the same girl. She was flanked by multiple girls, but the one girl was always in the gap.
Really? Yes. I mean, it's not uncommon.
Not uncommon, but I think this is the trend we start seeing in early TNA with the plants.
You also get the girlfriends, the wives are always thrown in there too.
It could be, and that's the gray area between the two. But I have a feeling most of them didn't go because we've already seen like Angelina Love's crowd debut.
Yeah.
For that reason, but this one I don't think was. I think this was a pure plant.
Interesting.
Rizats.
Yeah, Daddy. How many? Johnny Swinger went through them all, just all of them. But I want Swinger to start referencing these days and like modern day Swinger, and like they should do like the memory bubbles, and he's thinking back to like Asylum days, and like those are crazy days, Daddy. Me and the Diamond, just talking about.
There's enough people still on the roster. God, that could be so many flashbacks of this Asylum era.
It'd be great.
He could be in Swinger's Palace talking to Sabin.
Think about it. Sabin, Storm, Swinger. They're all there. Callus. Come on, you got a nice little crew there, man. D'Lo,
yeah.
God, well, D'Lo's gone at this point, but they did feature him in a segment as a bobblehead.
Oh, you settled down.
Oh yeah.
You're now talking about the first ever action figure of TNA.
That's true. Technically, there was
bobblehead.
Let's move. We got a heavy segment after this next match. So after the next promo here. So Scott Hudson is with Jim Mitchell and Slash, and talking about Slash versus Raven coming up later tonight. Great promo by Mitchell, always fantastic, and I love the line: "You have a destiny, and it's failure." Raven, awesome stuff.
Not a density, a destiny.
Destiny, not a density. Daniel Spencer.
Not Destiny Wrestling.
No, not Destiny. Owned by the Iceman. But but they're showing Raven's working his way through the new church to get to Vampiro. That's the idea. It's like he's leveling through all of them. He took out oh my God, Sin. Took out Sin. I got Slash. You got Slash coming up. It's going to be and then one more. Am I missing? The whole Brian
Vampiro. Then
Vampiro, and then he wants to ultimately get to Mitchell. Right, get his hands on Mitchell. Yeah. So he's working his way through the new church. I love it. All right, this is a heavy one. Now, I know we're running a little long in the tooth here, but we got to spend a minute on this one. Go ahead.
I got to quick bring up something that we missed in the last match.
Sure.
In the entrance of Michael Shane, his music starts out as Shane Douglas, and then not even a millisecond later turns into. Because I was like, oh, are we supposed to get the surprise in this match?
Are you kidding?
And then all of a sudden, the Shane Douglas music switched into Michael Shane real quick. Like they're like, oh shit, wrong button.
Keith Mitchell,
wrong Shane is what. Wrong Shane. Oh shit, Michael.
Yeah, they hit the wrong Shane button.
Yeah,
goddamn. The sound guy at the Asylum, just fucking unreal, unbelievable. That's all, I imagine Keith Mitchell's like, I'm surrounded by assholes, like in the control room. Like, what the hell's your problem now?
And so the whole match, I mean, I was watching the match, but I was more watching to see how they were like acting as opposed to like the match itself. And I was watching when they would quick show, flash up to Shane Douglas to see if they would show him reacting to someone specific. And he did it great because he didn't show expression for anything. He just looked like he was like really focused.
Yeah, just had to run with it. You got to go with it at that point. All right. TNA's in the ring. Now, okay, up until this point, we got 2 episodes hyping what was originally supposed to be the original Bound for Glory, November 30th, 2003.
Yeah, we're 5 weeks away right now.
5 weeks away. And remember, if you guys know of your trivia, Bound for Glory doesn't come into play till October 2005 later on. And October, actually, I think the first one was September, I want to say. I might be wrong. So Bound for Glory 2003 is announced. I mean, trivia, I put it out on our Twitter. I really thought it'd be picked up by a lot more. I thought like Garrett Kidney would have jumped all over this, but he didn't jump on it.
They like to ignore this.
I think so. I think they don't like to. I mean, it's a nice little piece of trivia. This was the original Bound for Glory. I think Michael Cavaccini is going to appreciate this for his book, at least.
Because, when we go over the segment, you'll understand why maybe they're a little embarrassed by how this plays out.
You're so right. It's embarrassing because so at this point, they basically have set up it's going to be Jared Hogan main at this Bound for Glory 03. That's the idea. Jared attacked Hogan in New Japan. It's on. Like they're Hogan's there. Right? That's the idea. TNA gets in the ring with Jimmy Hart. Talks about Hulk Hogan coming in. He starts really dancing around it a little bit. You catch it's like it's not a full yet. And then TNA's like, tell us for sure.
He's going to let the cat out of the bag. He's going to let the cat out of the bag.
He does. And Hart at this point says he has signed, which is interesting, right?
He has signed with TNA.
Right. Hype. He's signed with TNA. Hype and BFG. But then Hogan says, wait a minute. Oh, he says, wait a minute. Hogan hurt his knee on that attack. So we're going to reschedule that match.
Not the match. We're going to reschedule the pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view. Which doesn't happen.
A match.
And it doesn't come back for 2 years. 2 years after this.
With a different participants.
And Hogan doesn't come back 7. Oh my God, David Penzer's in the crowd. And Penzer, do you have a story about this original?
Can we link Penzer in? Will he join us?
David, please jump. If you have a story of any context to this, you need to come on in.
Absolutely.
Because this is interesting how this whole thing got scrapped. It blew our minds on this whole thing here. So David, let us know if you can jump in here for a few minutes. We'll give you the link. And Jay, you can handle that if David can come in, please. But so they rescheduled the entire original Bound for Glory at this point. That's it. So that's off. But then Hart calls out Jeff Jarrett here, asks why'd you do what you did. Jeff Jarrett comes
at the beach.
Yes. But then Jeff Jarrett comes out and says, don't ever bring that up again. So now they're swaying our attention from this now.
Yeah. Well, David might be referring to that.
Oh, okay. Well,
David might be referring to the WCW thing. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Could be the Bound for Glory, or it could be the WCW.
He's saying I do, but we have to wait. Okay, David. Ooh. Fair enough. You tell us when you come on and tell us the story, because I am dying to know more context about it.
We have been holding out for Mr. Penzer to be on too.
Somebody has to tell the original BFG story because it never took place and never ended up taking place. It's mind-boggling to me. They never talk about it. It's never acknowledged. They show the clip though, the highlight of Hogan getting attacked by Jarrett in Japan. Always in the highlights. Never talk about it.
Pretty much after this segment, it says Hogan can't go in this match, so we're scraping a pay-per-view for one guy.
And we are.
Honestly, one guy was the only reason for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. So
that's what this whole is.
Isn't that crazy?
We were going to do this huge show just for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And now that he's not coming, we ain't doing it.
That's nuts.
Man.
I feel
but you know what? That's Hulk Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan.
Talk about being a draw, right?
But I think they should have done it anyway, though. You know, that's killing me. Like they should have just went ahead with it. You already hyped it.
In risk Hogan's ire and potentially him being sour about something.
But I mean, at that point,
he has a legendary ego.
But I mean, you've announced the pay-per-view, right? You've announced the people were doing the show, and to not do it at all, it hurt. To be honest, you know, it kind of hurts.
Early Wild West days, man.
Yeah, but then Jarrett comes out, says, "Don't ever bring that up again." Jimmy Hart's like, "Why'd you do it, Jarrett?" He's like, "Why? Come on, everybody, why? The whole chat.
Love Jimmy Hart.
I love it. Jimmy is 60 years old at this point. Do you know that? He looks fantastic. He looks the same, by the way, today.
He does not age.
He does not age. He's 78 years old today. I met him 2 years ago. You couldn't tell me he was more than what we saw him on this show. Looks phenomenal. They're chatting.
The thing that they were questioning was Jarrett laid down in the ring for Hogan in the WCW?
Yeah.
It almost felt like one of those shoots. It felt like the Shivani shoot.
A little bit.
And that's what they wanted. That's what Jimmy Hart wanted him to come clean live on pay-per-view about.
Maybe. So see, Panther saying he was right in the middle. He was driving Jarrett to Hogan's house. David, my God, can you please come on one of these days? I need to talk about this.
Killing us here.
He's got the intel. Forget Iceman on this one. We got the man with the intel.
Panzer with the scoop.
For anybody who doesn't know, David Panzer, the greatest ring announcer in the game today. Bar none, he is the voice of our time here.
For sure. Yeah. I saw him. He was going back and forth with a promotion down in Florida that I have seen on one of my visits.
That was TNA.
No, different promotion. Different promotion.
It was called TNA, Bill.
No, different promotion. But I'm like, man, I just want to start a promotion just for like David Penzer can be the ring announcer.
He is great. David, I say that unbiasedly. You were fantastic at what you do. And he's too humble to take the compliment. I know that. I know David. He's not going to take the compliment, but we're going to tell you right now, there's nobody in the game that does it better. You are a legend in that game.
The OG. Friend.
You are. Absolutely. You absolutely is. You know, I mean, to me, it was, you know, we had Fink on the WWE, and it was Penzer was WCW, and Penzer TNA. For us who grew up on TNA, that's the voice. That's it. But let me go on here. So I did love this. Jarrett's in the ring at this point, and he's asking. And so he's like, "Why'd you do it, Jeff?" And he's like, "Don't get smart with me today." Like,
yeah,
I died at this because it almost felt it was like real. Because like Mike's like throwing in his, like, "Yeah, Jeff, why'd you do that, huh? Why?" And he's like, like it was almost like the Mike to "Don't get smart with me today."
and then his face looked just like this.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
I love this.
Today's face.
I was dying here because I
put
felt
those
like
Konnan emotes. There it is. Oh, bam.
Oh, thank you.
Today's face. Oh, Jesus.
Angry
it was fantastic. So
Today's face.
Jarrett says, "I want to tell you." He's like, I'll tell you why Hulk Hogan is the reason Hulk Hogan's not here. Well, I'll tell you what the reason is. And then he goes, "You're about to tell me." He slaps Jimmy and then beats him down bad. And then he begins to whip Jimmy with the belt. I'm talking like this is a 60-year-old man at this point. And Jimmy's shirt up, tied to the ropes, and he's whipping the shit out of him.
Yeah, I was worried for Jimmy because when he gets in the ring and Jimmy takes off his glasses and his jacket, I'm like, "Ooh, Jimmy's bumping right now." I'm like, uh-oh. Like Jimmy's ready. Jimmy's getting serious.
Jimmy Hart is like legit. I mean, I love Jimmy Hart. I think he's a phenomenal manager. He's great, but he must have taken at least 20 whips to the back here.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they zoom in on it.
Oh man, later on when he shows it, it's rough.
He's welding up, man.
You can't fake the whips. You can't fake that. I mean, that's a belt. That's
he said,
belt
"Please, sir, may I have another?"
Jeez, he was selling it great. I mean, I don't think you have to sell much. That really hurts. But man, I wrote that Jimmy was 60 here, but AJ makes the save. So they're doing like the weird double turn.
It was a late save. He was kind of
he thought about it.
There you go.
There
Mouth of the South.
It had been going on for an excruciatingly long period of time by the time AJ got there.
Yeah. No, it was a
half-hearted save.
What's the nurse asking for? The story? She wants the story about the whole thing.
She wants to hear the story too.
But
that's crazy though that Penzer was in the car. Like, could we have a more direct line?
Well, he was everywhere because remember, he also at this time, I believe, was the Roddy Piper guy.
He
right?
was doing Roddy's book tour.
Yeah, so he's connected to a lot of the guys right now.
I briefly met David at a Borders bookstore during Roddy's book tour.
Rest in peace. Borders.
Yeah, rest in peace, Rod. I just started his A&E documentary last night too,
which is good. The one after that you can skip.
What's the one after that?
The
Savage?
Man.
Is it Skip It? He's my favorite guy.
But it's poorly done.
Really? They botched? They butchered that thing?
It might as well have been on the network because that's all.
Are you kidding?
About. His WCW run didn't really matter, and some of the people they have on there are buffoons that are talking.
Are you kidding? That's a letdown.
But if you're a big fan, you still will like it for the early stuff, probably. But
sure.
Oh yeah,
you've seen that on every other documentary about him already.
Oh, that sucks.
I still loved it.
Really? I love Savage, but man, that sucks to hear. The Piper one's not bad. They do skip a big chunk in that one too. I mean, they were, but the early they talk about early life, which I thought was interesting.
Like Slowpoke, yeah. Like I like this is that's the end. Like it's like that ultimate. Remember the Ultimate Warrior DVD years ago? Before,
are you kidding?
Now totally different in their eyes. Vince is on these documentaries, so that should tell you all you need to know.
Unreal. Yeah, they skipped the Crockett for Piper too, which sucks. That stinks. That really stinks.
But it depends. Like I said, if you're all about the WWF run, then have at it.
I think they got a hand to produce.
Like if you want to ignore just like Sting was gone for 12 years, then fine. It's a perfect documentary for you.
Yeah, that still pisses me off. That whole like they acting like Sting was gone from like 01 to like 2015. Like, give me a fucking break with this. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. That's another. I'll save that because I can go
Patreon.
off on that. I will snap on that.
That'll be for our walk.
When they don't do the pay-per-view, right? Bound for Glory. The pay-per-view is that Victory Road. Who shows up at the end of Victory Road?
At the original Victory in 04, you mean? Like the next year? The end of Victory Road. Well, because that's the Kings of Wrestling. That's when he comes out. That's when he comes out with. Then he does.
So they once again they waited for a big star.
Yeah. For
the big pay-per-view.
Yep. That
was obviously the thing. They weren't going to do the major cable pay-per-view without the big star. Now, once again, Hogan was going to promote it.
Yeah.
Macho was a surprise.
Macho was totally a surprise. I thought he looked good then. He didn't think he looked good enough to go, and I thought he looked fine. But anyway, we'll go on. But I digress. Scott Hudson with Johnny Swinger and Simon Diamond and Glen Gilberti and David Young. David Young is hilarious here because he's parroting everything Glen says.
Dude, David Young looks like every dude in the club trying to sell me 3 hits acid for $10 in 1996.
That's the idea. That's who he's supposed to be.
That's who David Young looks like.
This is when you're at Numbers, Mark, and that's when you're at Numbers nightclub, and that's the guy.
Absolutely. No, I actually was that guy. But yeah.
But they're talking about retention. Disco says, hey, you guys go relax. Chance, I got some girls from the Oriental Spa back at the hotel.
The Oriental Spa.
You guys go hang out there. So they leave. And then Disco's like, I got a couple of guys. He brings in Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, the Naturals.
The Naturals.
This is their debut officially on the main show because TNA does mention that they have done some explosion against AMW in the past. But tonight's going to be AMW against the Naturals. And this is great because the Naturals, again, overlooked, forgotten tag team in TNA. Huge.
Love the
You're a big fan. Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you like them, Jay, right? They were awesome, right? I mean, talk about it for a second.
And I didn't, start watching them until like a year later, between 2004 and 2005, after the first pay-per-view. But yeah, as far as the tag division, you had Team Canada, you had AMW, you had the Naturals. Oh, just so many good tag teams, so much fun.
Chase did come back, as we know, right? He made his little return as a throwback guy, which is nice to see him because he looks great still.
Yeah, he's still very super active on the indies.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
down south, I believe, right?
I believe so.
He's great. I think Chase is he looks fantastic still. He's still working hard. He's doing a lot of good stuff. So Andy Douglas, I don't know where he ended up. Does anybody know where he ended up after this? Because I couldn't tell you. I'll look right now. Let me see. Andy Douglas, Chase here. Andy Douglas, let's see it. And I think he went to developmental. I think. I'm trying to remember. I don't have anything on him here. They both did. They did a dark match, or they did a SmackDown match, and they lost the Big Show and Luke Hawx. And then they did a little bit of the ECW stuff, and they were out. So I had no idea they went up there. So that's interesting. But no, another big part of TNA, early TNA stuff. The Naturals are a forgotten team, but they get a couple runs with the straps too. I mean, they were up there. And then the whole thing with Candido, when he died, he was managing them, so they were on to something. But this is their debut, so it's kind of cool to see them here. And then so we get the match. So it's not them yet. We go to Slash and Raven on this. Did I miss when they called it a dog collar match, Mark? Did they say?
I never ever heard that announced.
I didn't either. I missed it. Did you guys hear it? I never heard that there was a dog collar. All of a sudden they're putting a dog collar on.
Never heard that. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, did I miss this? Because it starts out with a hanging immediately, and I was like, why isn't the ref calling this? And then I keep it on, and I'm like, why is this supposed to be a dog collar match? But I guess so.
I don't know.
I'm
sure they did. I don't know when in the show. It might have been like right before the match or something. But yeah.
Yeah, like I know there was that previous week where it was all announced during like a bad audio. Like it was like, oh, and this is going to happen. Remember the what was it? The singles match became a tag main event, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But the audio, you barely heard it.
Yeah, that too. Who knows? But I must have missed it. This is a short match though, for what it was. Brutal right away.
It's a brawl.
So was the Sin match. I mean, the Sin match was Raven basically wiping the fucking floor with him.
Do you feel like the idea, Mark, is like they're just showing that he's so fired up, he's just plowing through the new church?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Slash looked good in this match, and he got some offense, and I especially liked his stuff. Oh, okay. So apparently they did say it.
He did say it. Okay, I missed it.
Raven talks a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
He might miss a word or two in there.
Yeah, Slash had like a nice Death Valley driver and a neck breaker. He did some good stuff with the chain, and he got some of his stuff in, but overall, Raven overpowered him and then pulled that weird chain spin a Rooney into like the even flow at the end.
Was pretty cool.
That was pretty neat. I liked that.
Raven had a lot of good using the chain to his advantage.
I like that he's making the chain his thing right now. It's like become part of his character since the shaving. He started wearing the chain, and now he's talking about the history of the dog collar match. And
did we miss that? Where is this promo after this? I guess it's after
maybe it is. I'm a little bit ahead. Maybe
it is after. Okay, I'm just wondering if I missed bringing that up. But he talks about the Piper and Valentine thing, right? Yeah, I think it's after this. Yeah,
I think you're right. But I like that Raven is changing his persona visually to match what he's going through, or what in kayfabe he's going through emotionally with losing his hair and just himself, and like all the deeper things that he's talked about to this point. Like Raven, fucking genius. Psychologically, one of the top 5 characters of all time. Like I put him at the top, honestly. Character number 1 for me. I mean, Undertaker is probably the most well-known, greatest accepted character, but Raven, for me, in my personal taste, is the best character. I think Raven's psychology is just beyond anybody else. Unbelievable. But it was great. It was a short match though. They called it Phase 2. Phase 2 is complete, bloody as shit. He ends up beating Slash. He Cobra clutches Jim Mitchell at one point, which I thought was interesting. Puts him in an old school Cobra clutch. Mm-hmm. The Gathering make the save after Vampiro comes in, attacks them. Green Mist. Gathering save, but then Raven's upset that they came in. So the whole hey, I told you guys not to come in.
Punk's like, no, we're trying to help you, and this and that. It's crazy to see how committed Punk was to this craft and how much he's just so out of love with wrestling. Like how going up north like killed his love for the business so much, because you could see the guy cared about it. He wanted to do it. He was so into what he did. But Jay, you're a bigger Punk.
Good. He was so good.
But they killed it. They killed his heart, man, for this whole thing. So you can tell Hooli almost, I feel like, doesn't believe it. You know, who's like, what? I'm just trying to help you. I'm hey. But
get all kinds of impressions from Trent during this.
Yes. Like
what's your Can I get a Vampiro impression? I just want to see your Vampiro impression.
Vampiro, I don't know. There's not much to impersonate with Vampiro. You know, I don't know.
He hadn't really done anything. Comes in, kind of lazily kicks somebody in the shins.
I remember like when he would talk in WCW, it was like he would do a lot of like roadblock kind of talking, like, "Hey Sting, tonight we're gonna see what you're made of." You know, like he just do a lot of like he's a corpse, right? That's the idea. Like it was talking like
Will Shatner on meth.
Sting, we don't know what you're about to do tonight. May the 4th be with you for all you Star Trek fans out there.
Very Revenge of the Fifth. That was nice. Oh, Revenge of the Fifth for those of you on the East Coast, Bill.
Shit. But all right, so we get that. We go to Scott Hudson with Don Callis.
Damn it.
The red shirt security. The nurse is gonna shove this up my ass. Like
yes, please, dude.
Like West and the microphone with Danae. But Scott Hudson with Don Callis and the red shirt security says Bill, they go. He's like, I'm rescheduling Bound for Glory. We're rescheduling the show. Scott Hudson, we're rescheduling everything. So he was making big moves back then too.
He says Piper's gone.
Piper's gone. But Hudson's like, Watts is saying Piper can come back now. The door's open for Piper to come back. Callis saying, no, he's gone for good. He's not coming back. There's no Roddy Piper. I don't care what Eric Watts says. The lost Eric Watts character at this point. I don't even know what he's doing anymore.
No one does.
He's very interested in Goldie's return, Don Callis.
He is, clearly. But no, he does address rescheduling, but which doesn't get rescheduled.
Well, he says at our earliest convenience.
Yes, and they leave the door open here. The earliest convenience is 2 years later. You know.
But once again, I feel this is just they're like, you know what? We put cart before the horse.
They did
on this, and it's like we will never speak of this again. This will be locked in the closet with all the other bad gimmicks, never to be heard from in our history.
I mean, much
Garrett,
so
you cannot access the videotape.
That's probably about exactly how it went down, I bet.
So much so that they like. I was shocked that Garrett didn't react because he's all about the old trivia bits in TNA, and I tagged him in this, and Garrett didn't even put it over. I was like, shit. If Garrett didn't put it, he must have
your shot.
He must have a directive from corporate, like you never talk about 11:30.
It's like Fight Club.
You don't talk about it.
You don't speak about it.
You just don't mention it, man. But yeah, like when you look at the history of Bound for Glory, 05, October 23rd, 05 is the original one, which I remember ordering for my birthday because my birthday's the 26th, and I ordered birthday present for myself. What's that? Oh geez, now you're talking about Piper. Who else? And I go, you guys are come on, David. Just put the thing down. Come on in. Spill it all.
Yeah, now he's just killing us here. Come on,
well, David. This is his heyday, man. You're talking to Hogan,
I know.
Jarrett, Piper. They're all really going back and forth these weeks.
David, you're killing us.
Yeah, you're killing us, David.
You're killing us.
But I'll tell you what, David. Iceman was on the show on Thursday, and he spilled so much news that it made waves. You can come on here and do the same. You know, come on, David. Just take the link, David. Come on here.
Let somebody like George Iceman.
You know what? I know we're on the throwback. We're talking throwback stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, if tonight doesn't work, if a future Tuesday doesn't work, I think we can fit it in on a Thursday even.
Anytime
and have
you
a little
want.
throwback.
Anytime
throwback on the main show. We can.
Sure.
They're all main shows. But
anytime, David.
We always have time for David Penzer.
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, 100%. We do. So they put it out right here. That's Piper doors open again now. So you're setting up because I mean think about this. You gotta distract us from this now. Like the idea is distract from like you said, cart before the horse. We got all hyped up, and now we can't do it. So all right, we gotta throw Piper at him. We gotta throw mystery.
You better deliver something.
They gotta throw something because you really, it's a big, it's egg on your face at this point, right? So you got to be careful with this. At this point, though, as we're watching it episodically, I'm not like, it's not killing me that it's not happening. I'm not like, well, it's stupid.
I remember watching it back then, going to work, talking to the one other dude who watched TNA, going, one day going, what the fuck ever happened to that Hulk Hogan thing? And back then we didn't know. So I remember this being a conversation in my life with Robert Garcia. If you're listening, Robert Garcia, shout out, brother. I remember that TNA. Those conversations in the fucking file room talking about TNA wrestling and shit at the law firm.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Listen, the Jarrett attack made a lot of waves when it happened. I'm not going to deny that. It had, you're talking pre-Twitter days, it made crazy amounts of buzz. So it had hype, no question about it. So where are we at here? So we get to the match now. Naturals with Glen Gilberti and David Young against AMW. It's Naturals full-on debut. They did Explosion before, and straight up brawl. It's just a straight up. They just start going at it. AMW's fired up. They're killing them. I wrote down shenanigans, but a great match. It was a good match. It had a lot of fun, but the end came when Glen grabs, I think it was Storm's foot on a suplex, and then Chase Stevens. Harris. Yeah. Chase Stevens and he pins him. He pins him. The Naturals declared winners. Eric Watts comes down, restarts the match. Said no, not happening, and restarts. AMW wins on the restart. Red shirts come in, start brawling. Don Harris comes in and cleans house. Heavy D's in there. Black shirt security OG comes in.
Dude, this whole segment is a fucking disaster.
Well, the Don Harris thing throws me off because all of a sudden he's a total face.
Even before when they restart this match for no fucking reason. Gilberti's got the tennis racket and he's basically hitting people while Rudy stares right at him, and then the action shifts, and so does the illegal object, and Rudy follows the object out of the ring.
This isn't the first time he's done it.
J-Bo, you were going to say something. Go ahead, J-Bo. Do you want to?
I did it when it finished the first time. That should have been the finish.
Yeah.
Go with the heat. Go with the heat finish. That was perfect. Set it up for next week. It was fine.
This devolved into an absolutely overbooked nightmare.
This one did. I agree with that. Like, you didn't need Eric Watts and Heavy D. It's like, what is all this? What are we doing here? The red shirt.
A lot of people, they don't know what to do with.
It's true.
Everyone's got to get a spot.
It's like you just came off of the Raven win. You can go to something for the heels. It's okay.
It's okay. You're right. Because I wasn't dying for an AMW win here. The Naturals debuted here. I'm fine. Get these kids over.
Yes.
Because the feud's there. The feud's built in now. Because we know that they go into a feud. AMW and the Naturals go on to a nice little feud. So let them get the heat on this. But
so now they already lost. So it's like,
yeah. So now what, right? Where's the believability now?
What? Yeah, you brought them in. They lost. Now what do you do with them?
Yeah.
Not to mention everyone comes out of the match looking bad because it's all forgettable. Yeah. Everything that happened in that match is forgettable because of the end.
And Hakeem, yes, he was mocking Cornette. He had an NWA bedazzled tennis racket, very much like Cornette. They did call it out earlier. So that was it. It just turned a bit of a mess. Raven. So we're at TNA and West here. Raven interrupts after this and starts talking about dog collar matches, Roddy and Valentine, the classic from Starrcade 83. And he says, I've seen that. I've seen all the sadisticness. I've come up with my own. From the creator of the Clockwork Orange House of Fun, I have come up with something even beyond that. And he calls it, let me make sure I get this name right here, the Dream Blood Gallows of Retribution match.
Oh, yeah.
Not got it right. The big LG, Luke Gallows.
No.
The Howdy-ho, brother.
Let me put this back out there. The Dream Blood Gallows of Retribution match. I can't wait to when we do the plugs of this tomorrow and put that in the Twitter post and tag Raven in this. I would love to get him to react to this one because the name alone is because we hear about the Clockwork Orange House of Fun even to this day, but the Dream Blood Gallows of Retribution.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's just going to be a one-off.
I think so.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be bloody.
I'm shocked that they don't bring back the Clockwork Orange as a thing, and then have Raven be like the special ref or something for it.
Yeah.
I feel like Sammy Callahan would be perfect to throw somebody into that.
So this year's Hard to Kill, Eddie and Sam, or was that Genesis? Whenever Eddie and Sammy had that barbed wire match,
Genesis,
that setup was kind of Clockwork Orange House of Funish.
Post,
right, with the single wall with the weapons and the posts, and it kind of felt
the N64.
Sort of.
There was an N64 that got sold.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sold
for like $750.
Insane,
dude. Nuts.
It's insane. Oh, so David's saying he works for Conrad now, so have to make sure things are okay. Financially hit on 2 things I was intimately involved with. Lots of stories that I almost forgot about. We'll figure something out. Fair enough, David. Fair enough. So
door's always open.
So Jarrett is doing a podcast with Conrad, so we have to make sure we don't spill anything here because he's got a podcast to sell over there. David, fair enough, my friend. I get it. Business first. You got to make your money.
He's got to keep some of his stories to himself.
Got to eat.
Well, I mean, no one listens to this podcast. I mean, nobody steals from our podcast.
Poor Jay.
Jay's a little sour. Hey, Jay, WrestleZone made up for it. I think Bill Pritchard and WrestleZone took care of us on that.
Yeah,
he legitimized that steal.
That's that guy's legit. I actually watch a lot of his stuff lately. He's putting out some great interviews lately. Good content. I mean, for a site that does a lot of results and reviews and news and stuff, and they're doing their own reviews and last minute breaking news things on like Twitch or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. They in my eyes have become one of the more legit ones.
Yeah,
like they'll take their time.
There's a lot of fake wrestling news out there.
That's for sure.
So when you do a little something different, you do stand apart from the regurgitation sites.
Yeah, no question about it. As we're getting to the main event here, guys, real quick, Scott Hudson in the back with AJ Styles talking about the match coming up. Siaki and crew ambush this segment and they're like, come on, we got your back, man. We got your back. Come on, AJ, let's have your back tonight. They're very pushy again. They're very pushy about having his back, and it just seems really sketch. Baby, they say AJ tells him to fuck off. He just tells him to piss off. Don't need it. Don't want
I just find Siaki to be overwhelmingly annoying at this point.
That's the thing. He's such a lost character, and it's unfortunate. He's just a lost character, man. He's
when it happened, when he lost his desire.
I think she's around this time having a kid, having a baby around this time.
I don't know if that's yet. I know she went out with the injury, right? Because she goes out with the injury.
That's how they take her out. That's how they take her out. So that other one, but it's again, he's just a lost character, man. But he's very pushy. Like, why do you think that is? Let me get your opinion. Why do you think that is? Why are they writing these guys to be so pushy in here?
Because someone there believes in Sonny Siaki. There's someone in management that believes in Sonny Siaki.
We know who that is.
He's getting inserted all over the place. I mean, he undeniably has the look. I mean,
he's got the look. He's got the look.
For all intents and purposes, he really should have gotten over like big time. I think.
You think he would have, like he just he had. I don't know where it fell apart. Did they go too quick with Siaki? Did they give him too much, too soon? Did they? I mean, I don't know what it was. I can't figure it out. Or was it that they thought he was capable of a lot more than he was? Because he was still pretty new at the time.
It's not like he's bad in the ring. He's proficient in the ring. I never thought he had like terrible matches, and he had a couple of memorable good ones as well. So I don't know.
Well, Vince gave him the keys. He gave him the keys when Vince stepped aside from Sports Entertainment Extreme to be the leader. Ready. And he wasn't. Then they're like, Glenn, you need to take over.
And that's what they did.
And that's kind of what they did. They're like, here, it's yours, Sonny. They, I guess, didn't like what they saw for a couple weeks. And then they did an about face and said, you know what, you're getting it. You can handle it, this guy.
I think that's what it was. That's how they killed it off. But it was weird. I think ever since that, he was just lost. They didn't know what to do with the guy. It was just all over the place.
That's TNA booking at this time. It's if you don't take the ball and run with it relatively quickly, you're kind of cast aside.
It's unfortunate. They're looking for a star.
Yeah, this is a weekly pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This isn't like a 2-year developmental process. We might not be in business in 2 months.
It's high stakes. It's high stakes. They don't have Fed money. They don't have TV.
Yeah, not until they get the TV deal can you develop people. You gotta hit it right out of the park from Jump Street.
It's true. You got to go right
away. It's why you got to do it so fast. It's probably why the revolving door happens right away, and it never stops too. You're trying to get that pop, like, and keep the revenue coming in when you're week to week, literally living by the seat of your pants. It's a good point, Bill.
It is a good point. It's go ahead, Bill.
It's even weird with Trinity because they were putting Trinity with AJ for a good decent amount of weeks when he was coming out as champ. It was Russo and Trinity coming out with him in that whole that there was like the D-Lo feud, I believe, is when she really started, joining him a lot when she turned heel. And and now, like, out of any of them, you'd think Trinity would be joining him, and no. So that's surprising too.
It's shocking that because there's no women's division either, though. So Trinity's lost either way.
Yeah, she's just kind of too early. She's kind of wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah,
and trying to connect the right one. She was great with Kid Kash. But ever since they separated that, they're like, who's gonna connect? Is it AJ? It wasn't Sonny? AJ. They're just going. They're going between. Who's it going to work with? Who's that connection going to be with?
She was just.
But they're not giving her much to do with either of them. So
the question here, though,
she's eye candy at this point.
Just before we hit the main here, I just want to ask. Let me throw this out. Let me throw this out to the group here. Based on the roster we're looking at right there, like who we're looking at on the roster today. Let's say this show right now. Who would she have connected with? Like, who would you have paired her with? Based on who we saw, who we've seen.
Her and David Young could have sold meth.
Give me a break.
Settle down.
I'll tell you what. She would have fit perfectly in that little clique, in that New York connection, because she was with them for a little bit, wasn't she? Am I
she was with Disco, back early in Sex.
She could have stuck with that group because they were the New York connection.
It didn't work then either, though, because she was strictly background. Man, she was so talented, but just 5 years too early. She didn't have, like, often when we look back, not to talk about another company, but the parallel that I can draw comfortably, we talk about Lita and Trish Stratus. They had each other, right? Like to look good and to work with. Like, Trinity didn't have anyone they could have put her with consistently. Alexis Lurie, but she was involved in other storylines, and they only had the two of them. So because remember, Alexis had a couple of real bangers with the guys too, she took a pounding in like a 6-man. I think that came out all wrong. If you're on audio, I'm talking about there's a 6-man tag match. Alexis Ruiz is an intergender 6-man.
Take it easy.
Ooh, man. At least I'm not riding that premium cock anymore, so we don't have that to deal with.
Are you not on the Peacock anymore? Premium?
No, I mean I still am, but after that botched Fed launch with all that shit, I can't find anything. And so I still watch the shows and stuff, but I burned through the sitcoms. So I recently reshuffled my apps and I got myself HBO Max, and like I'm done. That's it for me. That's all I need is HBO Max.
HBO Max.
I'm a big Hulu guy. I like Hulu a lot.
I like Hulu a lot too, but let me tell you, HBO Max, if you like Studio Ghibli, like the DC animated universe, going all the way back to Batman the animated series, National Geographic's got the great HBO originals, a good rotating crop of movies. I'm the documentaries. I'm enjoying it. It's nice. This is
I animated at the theater last night. I don't animate too often, but I saw that Demon Slayer.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. It was the #1 movie in America this past week. It beat Mortal Kombat just barely.
Whoa.
Wait, which one?
Demon Slayer, something train.
Like J-Bone, I'm with you, J-Bone. I don't know what these two are talking about.
We need to get Jake something on here. He'll know what's up.
Yeah, Jake would know. Jake's into all that shit.
Yeah,
Jake's got some wicked new tattoo of some anime thing on his back of his leg. He wore.
He was showing that. I think that became somewhat viral because they're like,
"Oh, really?
He's got a lot of ink." Because he's normally got it covered up.
He has a big new piece. He was rocking it at AEW.
Big new piece.
Back of the leg.
He's going to be down here in Abilene soon, and then he'll be in Houston, hopefully in the summertime too.
Nice. Yeah. We're going to have him on Friday. AEW, Take No Prisoners. Jake is there on Friday.
Oh, so. Friday this week?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
Fight TV. And we're giving off a code. Let me put that out there real quick. We're giving away one free code. Go to We Talk Impact on Twitter. Follow the directions. You could win a code to watch AEW on Fight TV. Bunch of Impact talent on there.
Loaded card. Bunch of
Impact
talent.
It is a loaded card.
Like I saw this past Saturday at the return of Jersey Championship Wrestling. Dante Leon was in the main event of that show. I see you booked them. Mm-hmm. Great get there. A couple other guys there. They're.
I'll tell you what, Bill. We had Dante 2 years ago. Early. He's trained by Seth Round. He's part of the Black and Brave school.
A lot of those guys are getting out there. Like a lot of the guys
we're a direct
around here are Black and Brave guys.
Yeah, we're a direct feed to them because we're almost like a first stop for them because Danny owns AEW trained Seth. So all their boys come to us first and we check them out. So that's a nice little thing. So you want to see the future, like frontman Josh C? I'm telling you guys,
he's
get
fantastic
on
too.
You guys need to watch. You need to watch it on Friday.
Yeah, I'll be watching.
You're gonna see a guy. You're gonna see some talent's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, I saw him this past weekend from Manjai.
That kid is something else. We digress. But
and you've got Manson Gay-High in the main. Right?
Oh yeah, that's been built real nicely. But yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, it's on the main now. Let's get the main event here. Jeff Jarrett. Oh, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
You mentioned Alexis Lurie, aka Mickey James. By this time, she's already up north.
Oh my God! Already?
2003. She's gone at this point.
She's gone.
Well, so she was in there. She was with the. She's already appeared there because she was still a month ago in the gathering.
When she took the fireball, that was her exit.
Oh, that's about 2 months now. 2 months.
So that was the 6 man.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
it was the Clockwork Orange House of Fun thing. But yeah, she's in the Ohio Valley Wrestling
at this point. So she went early, huh?
Yeah.
How early she went up there?
She got there in August. So yeah.
Interesting.
Jeez.
So let's jump. And then she's there until 2013, right? She comes to TNA. Does about 4 years, 3-4 years, and she goes back. Yeah, she said she was back and forth. 2 companies, really. All right. Let's do it, guys. Main event. Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, built up for, I think they said, this is a 4-month build-up at this point? So today's is that really, was it really that long?
AJ's defended this belt 3 or 4 times while they've been feuding.
Ah, that's true. So and then Jarrett's always like
never not in the belt conversation.
That's true. It's very true. It's AJ Styles, man. So I got Callis and Watts are out there setting it up, kind of like Callis. Well, got Watts on the outside. Callis is kind of setting the tone inside. Again, the messy director of authority, television director, corporate advisor thing. It's just too much with this.
Do you remember how cool it was when it first started and how over it was with all of us and how neat and how fitting it seemed for Watts? And then this is where we're at now. Man, oh man.
Just did not define it well enough. That's the problem. I gotta say this though. Tenay and West here are doing a great job making this feel important because they really artist. Mike Tenay is an artist. And I'll tell you guys what, truthfully, I don't know if I meant to mention this last week. I'm going to mention it again on Thursday. I've been asked to do commentary at AEW on Friday. I'm making my commentary debut as the color guy on Fight TV for Take No Prisoners. And I'll tell you what, I've been studying nothing but Tenay, Morrow, who I never really watched before, but Morrow's fantastic.
Wait, have you been watching NXT?
No, I'm just rewatching Rebellion a few times.
Okay, fair enough.
Mamma Mia.
He hasn't got a Mamma Mia because he hasn't.
But I tell you, I'm a big Tenay guy. To me, Mike Tenay makes it feel important. Like Morrow's a great. Morrow's descriptions are great, but like this match here, it was built so long, and it was like the Jarrett thing was so convoluted with the Hogan thing that happened that I didn't care about it as much going in. But Mike Tenay made me care about it when it started. I was like, okay, yeah, he's right. This has been built up. I'm in.
Difference between Mike.
Yeah. Although I'm not where it talks.
What it is about Tenay is it always feels genuine. Some people's excitement doesn't feel genuine. It always feels genuine. It does, whether it is or not.
It does.
Big calls from Tenay feel like big calls because in Tenay's heart, they're big moments.
He believes he loves it. He loves it. So he's great. So he makes me feel it's important here. I love this. Another bit of importance is the match starts and you got little clips of Abyss, Raven, AMW. They're all watching. They're all watching the match. I like that. That to me,
cool. That made it feel big.
It did because it's like the roster wants to know what happens here. They all got.
I do agree because I must say, at indie shows, one of the things I always look for is like certain matches, a main event, and see if I do spot anybody. And I'll never forget. I know we've talked about and a guy that's in the current Slammiversary teaser video. When they did Ring of Honor New Japan War of the Worlds in Philadelphia, during the main event, like you could see Naito peeking out from behind watching it. So it's like, you just like, that's always like when you know the boys and the girls in the back are watching it and want to know what's going on and are invested in it, it adds like another level. Like, cause you know, like that's what they're watching. That's what they want to mimic. That's where they want to get to. And they're taking that all in, or that's where they want to go forward in their career. So they really are telling a story, which honestly, because of the Hogan Bound for Glory, was ignored. Like it was like going into the show, was there a main event for the world title? Then as soon as this, they had to audible and say, okay, the NWA title's important again because Hulkster's not coming.
And I guess, you know, maybe an audible of, hey, everybody go out there and start watching the match. I loved it. I'm a big mark for that.
Oh, it was great, especially for me, Abyss. This is a guy that's supposed to be so detached and so like crazy, but the belt is like that important that even this guy gets it. You know,
it's true.
Cool.
We got a little tried some shenanigans. Siaki tries coming in. Dusty stops him. The chair comes. So it's just the double turn has happened here. Like AJ's face, Jarrett goes full heel. Chair gets in here. Jarrett's doing all the heel stuff. AJ's trying to be honorable. It's a little weird. It reminds me a little more modern day. Reminded me of the what was it? The God, who did a double turn? I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Big Show.
No, for the Impact did a good double turn once, and I can't remember who it was, and more like 2013, 14. Hakeem might know offhand. I don't know if it was Rude and Storm. I don't think so. I think they were both faces. I can't remember who it was, but a good double turn when it's done right is art. Like that's art to me.
Absolutely.
In the match, you know, like that's one that's awesome. But Belt gets into play now. Jared, I mean, this is Rudy here, Bill. He's no Andrew Thomas, I think, on this one.
It's Thomas, yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah, this is Andrew. Yeah.
He's missing all this shit. He's not.
Oh, dude.
Missing all of it. The belt.
Well, that's the thing. They're taking less bumps, less ref bumps, but now they're just ignoring. Like they're
distracted.
I'm looking over here. Now I'm over here.
I'd rather see the bump.
Yeah.
It almost makes it easier for them, but I think already they were getting heat from like the fans on all the bumps
constantly.
So this was how they were like, we're gonna deal with not bumping and
Wrong
just
answer.
Hey, look somewhere else for 4 minutes.
For 4 minutes for half a match.
A lot.
It's really bad, and it's repeated, especially when they follow the foreign object so that they can pretend to look away from said foreign object, and yet they're tracking it. It's rough.
It gets
Unless
bad.
someone tells me it's someone else, I got to assume this is all the direction of senior official Rudy Charles.
At that point, he's the guy. That's it. He's the only one.
The only one that it could be instead of him is Jarrett because he runs everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm guessing they're leaving at least reffing. Like, hey, you guys know
or
what to do.
or Vince. Vince could answer that as well, obviously.
Yeah,
like if that was a Vince direction, like no more bumps, just look off into space.
But Vince is good about that stuff because remember, Vince is a TV kind of guy. He
that's
knows.
the thing. I think Vince would know that.
Vince would
once
catch
again,
that shit.
This is on constant repeat here.
Yeah.
So he's not addressing it. If
that in-ring aspect, I'm going to say it's more Jarrett though, because Vince is the character guy. You know, Jarrett's the in-ring stuff. So that's very interesting. That's a good question.
We need to get Penzer on here to talk about early officiating in TNA.
Penzer holding on to a vault of shit. As he revealed today.
Man, oh man.
Well,
are you kidding me?
David could probably say something on is the early officiating because
I would love to know.
Because once again, like that, we care about stuff like that. Yeah. Probably most of the people on his podcast don't care. Like he'll make like the 20 people that care about the reffing and early TNA.
I'll tell you what though. I didn't know he was involved in the new podcast with Jarrett and everything, but I think he what he's implying here is he wants to clear it, make sure none of those are going to be upcoming topics, and if he can.
Well, I don't know if he's talking about that. Is he talking about his own podcast? Or are they on the same network?
No, they're on the same network. I think he's doing something for the other one. That's what he.
Oh, is he doing something for Jared's podcast? Okay,
that's what he says. Working with Conrad.
I know Conrad has that new ad-free thing, which is that's where Jarrett's on, but I believe they have like a bunch of podcasts. I didn't know if
it's a whole network.
His own podcast there. Okay.
Don't know if he moved this, but he says he's working for Conrad's. I think he's got some involvement in this one, so he's implying that he maybe has to clear it first, and then if he can clear it, those topics aren't coming up. Maybe we can get the scoop on that. So, but we'll wait. We'll talk to David about that. Belt comes into play. Got a belt shot. New champion. I will say this, guys. I'm a big Mark. Me and Dave on the couch, we used to laugh because Jarrett, when he would win a title, I don't know if you remember this. Jabo, you remember this from WCW too. He'd always go, yes, yes. Like it'd be this incredible like celebration. Just yes.
Is that the thumbnail that Jay got?
Yeah, I told you to get one with the belt. Get him celebrating with the belt. Yes. He was so happy.
He was the only one.
But he got the title.
He always pops for his title wins.
He does. He was a big fan of his title wins. But I go back to saying, you know, he was you had to be very careful who held the title. This is still year one, going into two right now. Year two starting here. You still don't know, guys.
What's the time limit? What's the time limit on that?
2 years.
2 years. Full years?
Yeah, you got to nest it in
putting yourself over. Okay.
Oh, well, you didn't. I mean, not that, but like you know, you got a couple of nuggets. You got a couple of nuggets in there. I mean, AJ, Truth.
I think we all understand the dynamics of the situation at the time, especially Bill. Like just shedding a little bit more light on what was going on at the time. That's a good point too. But like, it's not out of line for us to say we're fucking sick of Jeff Jarrett. Like, I mean, that's
he's all over the show. But that's the thing, though. Like. You had to be, though. You know what I mean? Like you got to.
Does he have to be all over, though?
Well, I'll say this: credit in one place. Remember that block where he did take himself out of that one? He was very low on the card for like a good 10-show block. It seemed like where he wasn't around much at all. So that's like where I'm saying, like he pulled himself back. He brought himself back in. Who knows? I don't pretend to know stuff I don't like maybe there was a little feeler stage at this point. And it's like, you gotta get the belt off this kid because maybe WWE's breathing down his kid's neck at this point. Who knows? I don't know. But there's clearly a reason he put himself back on top here. You know,
but like Raven couldn't hold that.
That's the part that the Raven thing I'm still sour about today. I think it's bullshit. Even Raven tweeted about it because the anniversary of that match was just like 2 days ago.
He pulled my skirt.
I saw that.
No fair. He pulled my skirt.
Good to know he's got a
actually Impact posted on their Instagram as well the same thing, and I commented on it there too. And the whole comment section was the same. Great build, fantastic feud, wrong decision.
To this day, I think it's the one that if you watch, if you're a TNA guy, it's the one that still sticks out
as sour grapes, man.
Biggest missed opportunity, and it just was so perfectly done.
Okay, yes, biggest missed opportunity, but after doing this rewatch so far, D'Lo is right there, dude.
D'Lo should have been too, man.
The build wasn't as good for D'Lo.
Was too late. He should have won it the previous matchup they had. But they did rectify it later, but he lost momentum already by having it done later. So he was already momentum going down when he won the title, which is not optimal.
I tell you, man,
he was over. He was the most over guy in the company at that time.
Unreal. It was great. Yeah, two big missed ones. The Raven one, I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive him for that.
The biggest one, but again, after the fresh eyes on this, D'Lo was really fucking over. He was great.
Raven had the storyline where he should have went over. D'Lo was just like the crowd. Was enough to put him over.
That was the he's so popular we can't do anything but put the belt on this guy over.
Let's wrap it up on the match here real quick though. New champion, Jarrett calls TNA in at this point. Says no one can do anything about this. No one, I don't care who you are. Callis is ecstatic at this point. This is like Callis and Kenny. This is like Callis and Kenny. The look on his face, it's like this is Callis and Kenny, just Callis and Jarrett. We didn't screen grab that. Callis and Jarrett celebrating, and then Callis and Kenny. Oh, I'd love to
cocktail hour, brother.
Absolutely. Somebody get that screenshot.
Yes.
That'd be great. Mark, I'm going to task you with that one. I think that's great.
That is a good idea.
Now we get the voice. We just get a voiceover though at this point. We don't know what's on the screen. We just hear Jeff Jarrett, and then it stops.
At first, I thought it was Percy Pringle.
Yeah, first it's Jeff Jarrett, and then it goes quiet for a second. He's still talking, and I think he didn't know he was on, but then he comes back in, and he's like, Jimmy Hart is on the screen, and he says, "Thanks for the wake up call, because I'm going to make a few calls, brother." And he says, "I'm going to make a few calls, and I'm going to bring in someone to manage. It's going to take you down for what you did to me. I'm making some calls. I've managed everybody, and I'm calling somebody next week to take you down for what you did to me." Curiosity on this one. I'm curious who it is now. I'm intrigued. J-Bone, if you could pick anyone Jimmy Hart's managed to come in on this next week, who comes in to take care? 3. Who's still alive too at that point?
Oh wait, hey now.
So that's too hard.
Well, Earthquake is gone. Dino Bravo's gone. Who's around? You know what I mean? Who's still around from the old days? That he
there's the Hart Foundation, but I don't know if they're.
Brett was retired at this point. Anvil's around.
DiBiase.
There's a lot you could still call in here, but no looking ahead, no spoilers.
I'd have to look. I'd have to actually do a deep dive and see who, just for curiosity's sake, just to see who all ran with the Mouth of the South, because I know the Mouth of the South wasn't only in WWF doing that stuff. He was all over the place.
He did it Memphis, WCW. I mean, you name it. He's managed a lot of people. So.
I mean, you could Brutus the Barber Beefcake, or
he was around too. He was
Honky Tonk, everyone.
Well, maybe this Dino.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Dino Bravo. I got Dino Bravo right there.
Dino.
Dino, daddy.
Love me some Johnny. Johnny Bravo is going to be at AEW on Friday too. So check that out. We got a lot of Impact talent. I'm telling you, this is the tie-in for us with Fight TV. It's Impact all over the place.
We're not talking about Reno Scum here.
No. But yeah, Bravo will be there. We got a lot going on, guys. A lot going on. But that's it, guys. That's 67. And we go off the air at that. Much better than the last couple of weeks. I enjoyed it. I really
moving in the right direction again.
It was better, but it seemed like there was still some lack of communication, something at the end of the show. But before Jimmy Hart comes in, and I'm talking about the reaction that TNA and Don West had, they were polar opposites as how they reacted to this. TNA was sounded like he was cheering for Jarrett, which was odd.
Mm-hmm.
And Don West was like, no,
I can't believe it. No. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's weird, but they never roll with that turn, or one's a heel or anything. But much better
Not
show.
Much later.
Way later. But that's it. It's a good episode. Solid. A lot going on. Good setup for next week. I think you set up a lot to keep an eye on for next week going into 60, 68. So
yeah, here's the question.
Yeah.
Is it better because they knew Hulk Hogan and Bound for Glory were gone and they were coasting these past couple of weeks with Hulk Hogan?
I think you're right. I think they were letting it ease up. Just don't give them too much. We'll hitch the coattails to the Hogan announcement.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing though. Jimmy does say he's signed. He's signed.
He does, which they kind of ignore the rest of the show after Jimmy says that.
They do, because he doesn't sign, as we find out.
Hogan signed with TNA. And then
TNA's
like, he signed with TNA? And they never say it again.
They never say it again. And he doesn't.
Ever.
He doesn't show up for
Dixie
7
signs
months.
him.
Well, next week should be a good measuring bar for our creative team, right?
Yeah.
To see what happens after this big, huge bombshell burst on them.
Yeah.
New champion,
I
and
feel
now they have
Jimmy
to
may have misspoke.
Because he danced around it. Remember, he was dancing around it.
And then I think he let the crowd get to him or something, and maybe he should not have said that he signed. Because they kind of ignore it. They kind of ignore it the whole rest of the show. So they don't acknowledge it. Because if he really was signed to TNA, like Jimmy Hart said, they would have said it every segment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hogan's coming. Hogan's coming. But they didn't.
So we know Hogan doesn't come. I don't remember what happens next. Who's lined up for Jarrett? Who can you put him right into a feud? Raven's very busy right now. D'Lo's gone. AJ could get a rematch, and that could be a short thing.
Yeah, I think
nobody's built.
Nobody's built, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think it is AJ. I think they go with the rematch feud with AJ.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm trying to remember, because there is a back and forth with AJ and I recall, I think this is it, because you're right. Nobody else is built at this point. They haven't.
I'm trying to think.
Again, tonight, the Abyss.
A little bit, but again, like you said, Bill, they coasted on. Well, they're coasting on the Hogan thing. They don't build anybody else.
They weren't building anything. These past couple, like you got little glimmers here or there or some stuff, but they're not really. They haven't been building for a month.
Wow, come to think of it, that's crazy.
Yeah, because even during the title match, so we saw Abyss. He's not ready yet. We saw Raven, who's busy and just came out of a world title feud not too long ago, and we saw Harris, who I don't remember the solo run. They put him back with Storm. I don't know why we just saw Harris. Because they only showed him. They didn't show Storm.
Storm was out there, not Harris.
Oh, was it Storm, not Harris?
Which is weird because Harris is the breakout. Usually they brought
Harris is the one getting more of a push.
No, they showed them both.
They showed them both?
They did?
They were both watching, yeah.
Okay, so still a weird set, right? None of them ready built to challenge. Like, I don't know where they go with this. That makes sense unless it's a rematch. You're probably right. I can't buy anyone else being ready for Jarrett at this point right now.
We need to return to D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, you could put D'Lo in this. You're not ready with anybody though, honestly.
Daniels isn't there yet. He's still mired. He's still firmly in the X division. I don't know. I don't know where we go for the world title after this. Legend ain't doing anything. You throw him to Jarrett again.
Interesting.
I'll tell you, I'm curious to see who franchise brings in for the X division.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I don't remember.
There's that.
Yeah,
I like that. This is interesting. Erico Mendoza in the Philippines. Mark, one of your brother in here.
Yeah.
I remember this episode. It's when TNA started airing national free TV in the Philippines. Instantly got hooked, never looked back. What's up? That's awesome. That's awesome.
Does it still have a do they still have a TV contract in the Philippines?
They do, because we chart in the Philippines. Our audio.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We chart in the Philippines all the time. So we're always on like the Philippines iTunes charts, which is great. So they must have a presence in the Philippines. Erico, do they have a is this still pretty popular in the Philippines? Because people listen to our reviews like all the time in the Philippines. So
I thought it was the flag that was doing the trick, but
I think it's you, Mark.
I think they're all waiting for the day we get TJP.
Maybe. No, I think we got our own Filipino here.
First pay-per-view.
No, they're here. They're here for Mark. They're here for Mark. Mark left.
Mark left because I said that.
Good for you.
But
that's the soundbite that's never going away.
No, that's a good one to have. But let's do it. Let's go ahead and let's wrap it up, guys. That's a nice. We spent a little time on this one. The Bound for Glory cancellation was a heavy. So there's no more TV deal in the Philippines. That's not why we get listened to a lot. That's why we get
right.
That's the only way to get it.
Oh man, there you go.
Hey, watch along on Twitch.
Watch it on Twitch.
Join us on Twitch.
I am always curious how people get to Impact from other countries, because as we know, it's not the easiest wrestling to get a hold of. But they do.
YouTube's the way to go now.
Well, but not for live if you want to watch.
I don't know what the big TV stations are out there who had it in the past. Definitely try to tag them with Impact Wrestling. Say you want them on your local stations out there, because not just in the US, we're always talking about this stuff. Like UK, they have a lot of international deals, but hey, more. Want to be whatever. What was it always like 187 countries?
Yeah.
At one point, we won every country.
208.
There you go.
I'll tell you what. They I heard something last week that and correct me if I'm wrong. Are they putting the episode on Plus immediately now?
Yeah, it's like right
they
afterwards, I think. At least for the UK. I was Bison and Steve were talking about this. I don't know if it's the same here, but over there apparently, as soon as it ends, it's like already on the app. So I would think
so. It's not live. It's on right after. You can
like immediately after.
Speaking of TNI, they will be live at noon Central tomorrow. They're doing their episode live.
Oh, they're live?
They're gonna be live. And they got to finish quick because it's going to be it's a time crunch to administer this thing tomorrow, so they got to be on. But tomorrow they'll be live, and so yeah, check them out, guys, on the channel here tomorrow afternoon. They'll be live with the whole team. Yeah, so check them out. Yep, lunchtime with the UK team. Go listen to them. But anyway, let's wrap it up here. We'll get out of here. Mark, where can they find you?
Mark World Order on Twitter. MARKQ World Order.
Also on the We Talk Impact Twitter, when it's -M, that's when Mark's talking.
True story. True story.
Like that's -HH.
That's right. -H. Yeah. Be cool and eat fruit, brother. That was literally in his bio at one point. It just said, "Be cool and eat fruit." That's what it said on Hulk Hogan's bio. Bill, where can they get you, man?
They can get me on the Twitter and the Instagram at my name, William M. Gardner, Gardner.
There you go. Very nice. J-Bone.
You can follow me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're
all supposed to do it, guys. We're all supposed to do the Smash.
Sorry, I'm thinking chat.
Podcast. It's delayed until Bound for Glory.
Oh God. And you can find that on YouTube and on Twitch, and the audio portion on anchor.fm/Smash This Podcast. And this weekend I will be, is it Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Friday.
Man.
Oh, Friday. My bad. I thought it was Saturday because the last show was on Saturday. Okay,
yeah, Friday.
So Friday I will be covering the AAW, what's it called again?
Take No Prisoners.
Take No Prisoners. I'll be covering that and reviewing that either Friday sometime or on Saturday. Depends, because I'm going to have my son here too, so I'm going to have to try to wiggle some time in there to watch.
Like Norman Smiley with the wiggle.
Big wiggle.
Yeah. So I'll be watching it and reviewing it sometime this weekend. The latest I'll be watching it and reviewing it will be Sunday night, but I will get to it this weekend. So
nice. Very cool. Guys, you can get me at Trensberry on Twitter. Also AAW Pro. Give that a follow and catch up with that show. A lot of Impact Talent on that, so be part of that show. So that's this Friday, May 7th. Also, the show at We Talk Impact, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, type in Total Nonstop Impact. We come right up on everything. Give us a follow there. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Follow, like, subscribe, guys. Get in on it. I just saw something from YouTube telling us we can maybe do some emotes on YouTube now, I guess, too. Maybe we're going to look into that. We can probably get a little YouTube membership type thing going on, too. So keep an eye for that, guys. I'm going to look into that a little bit more.
Get the members-only jacket ready.
Get that ready to go. Get a go members-only jacket going. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact, guys. Get yourself a T-shirt. T-shirts are out. The Owl and Mike shirt is great. It is really, really cool. So pick one up over there, guys. Audio platforms, all audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, you name it, we're on it. Rate, review, and subscribe, guys. Just if you take it on the go, it's not quite Bone on the go, but it's TNI on the go. Throwback, UK, flagship, specials, pay-per-views, it's all on audio as well. So you can listen at your own convenience if you don't catch the live show. Check that out. Discord link in the description below. Join the Discord. These guys all hold court in the Discord all week long. Hang out with the guys in there. Don't forget the show schedules every Tuesday. Time Machine Tuesday. Throwbacks. Next week will be number 68. Wednesdays, TNI UK. They drop their week in review. Thursday is the flagship. We do a whole watch along. Bill and Jay watch along on Twitch. Catch the show. You UK fans, you can't watch it live. Watch it on the watch along. Get in on it. Get the watch along going. And then immediately following the show, we're live with the full breakdown, the review. We'll break that down. So Thursdays. And then any specials, pay-per-views, there's reactions, there's reviews. Catch those guys. We're doing it all. And if you missed last week, go check out the Iceman interview. It is packed with bombs. Bombs, as he called them. Bombs.
Good stuff.
Great stuff. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
All right, it's a long one today, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
222.
We got a little chatty today, but it was fun.
Wow,
Throwbacks,
we did.
I love chatting on Throwback. So this is my shit. Go
real
ahead.
quick, I did book a quick guest for next week's Throwback. The guy
Throwback?
Throwback next week. Just at the beginning of the show, he'll join us for a bit. There is a tieback. The guy who started and owns and runs New Texas Pro is bringing, he had Deanna. He's got Jake something coming. Okay. He says he's going to bring Real Heat. So we'll have him on for a bit. He's got a little bit of an Impact tie. He said he's a early TNA fan who's been watching since the very beginning. So maybe we can, get in a little bit of Throwback talk with him at the beginning. So
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.
Yeah, so ought to be interesting. And hey, that's interesting for me because he's my local promotion, so I want to hear a little bit more about it.
Absolutely. We'll get him in here.
We're all about your local independence.
You have to. Yeah, all these guys came from indies, guys. So support your. That'd be nice. He's a tie-in to some Impact there. We'll bring him on. We'll talk to him.
He's trained by Booker T. Knows Kylie Ray.
Perfect. Beautiful. Let's do that. We'll tie him in and we'll get him for a few minutes.
Well, Booker T's been a little controversial lately.
He has been a little bit.
Oh, really?
Everybody's talking lately. What's
going on with Booker T?
Been talking a little bit.
He doesn't like a certain relationship.
No. I know.
Con man.
A lot of the old guys don't like that relationship.
Wait,
they don't like
make comments about Impact and 8.
Yeah, they're not too happy with it. They only got something to say about it.
I'll have to go look that up. That's interesting. I'll have to go look that up.
They all got something to say, huh, Bill? They all got something to say about this.
They're WWE guys, but they don't like what somebody else is doing.
Go figure, right? They're not happy about everybody else.
Booker can't? Is Booker WWE?
He's on the Legends payroll.
He has his biographies next week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I thought he did other stuff though, huh?
I think he's got the
he has reality of wrestling.
Yeah, Legends deal.
Yeah,
they basically own him, but he gets to do little other stuff here.
Okay.
I mean, he's still like they're the primary license, so then
he can't be on any other major wrestling.
Yeah. Like Big Show left
his own promotion.
Like Big Show's gone. Like he left. Right. No Legends deal. I'm gone.
Right.
Booker still got the 1 foot in. He can, they still get the priority over him and stuff. But that's it, guys. That's Throwback number 67. Great show, a lot of fun. Join us for number 68 next week. It's going to be obviously things are off to a little new start here. Some action packed stuff coming up.
Good time to
jump on. Get Impact Plus. It's working okay now. I think we're good. Even Mark's happy. I think.
Yeah, even mine is working. So
there was an update to it last night too. Another update. So update your apps. Yeah. No, it's good. It was great. Update your apps. Always update your apps. Don't be like my sister never updates her apps. She's like, there's an update to this, and it's dated 2 years prior. I'm like, maybe that's why your shit never works. Update your apps, and then things work. Update your apps. It's working great. Good to go for now. So get on there for now. Watch Throwback with us. They're a lot of fun to watch. So hang out with us, guys, and we'll see you. We'll be back on Thursday with the flagship. Don't forget to check out the UK Boys tomorrow live around lunchtime, 12 Central. Check them out. Show them some support, and we'll see you guys Thursday. Watch along main show, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later. Take care, everybody.